Yo, what's good, everybody? Today is July the 16th, 2024. Most gracious and Heavenly Father, we thank you, God, for yet another opportunity of prayer. We thank you, God, for love. We thank you, God, for your grace. We thank you, God, for your mercy. We thank you, God, most of all, for your love and the gift of salvation, oh God. We ask you, God, that you bless this broadcast as well as those that may be going through on this particular day in their finances, in their love life, in their life in general, God. We ask you, God, that you will be a comforter and a keeper to all those that are watching, oh God. We ask you, God, that you protect and watch over all our viewers as well as the guests on tonight and their family. We ask you, God, that you just be with us, prove yourself in a divine new way to each and every one of us, oh God. We ask all these things and count them done by faith in the mighty, in the master's name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. As usual, as y'all come on in, let me know what app that you guys are watching on, whether it be Facebook or our YouTube channel. And make sure that you guys also be a part of the conversation. If you have any questions for myself or comments for myself or tonight's guest, feel free to put them in the comments section and we'll get to them. Um, with that being said, let me start with the Born Day shout out over this past week. I want to say happy Born Day to Gerard Barnes, my man Calvin Motley Jr., my little brother John Edwards, Neva Scarlett, Brian Birch, uh, Najee Alexandra, Miss Keisha B, my girl Valerie Lemons, Devin and David Miller, who celebrated their born days on this previous week. Two brothers, happy born day, fellas. Beautiful Calvin Wilson, Sharice Marte, rest in peace, my little brother, Mr. Basketball extraordinaire, Mr. Ryan Westbrook, man, happy heavenly born day. Kimberly Jones, Letitia Thornton, Tyrone Barnes, big bro, uh, Charlotte Bynum, my man Marcus Sanders, you already know, Antoine Neely, my man Leonard Lahadane, the last and most unfortunate, most of all, not be forgotten, my girl Teresa Teller, who passed away a couple months ago. Rest in peace, sis. Happy heavenly born day to you as well. Um, I want to say congratulations to everybody that's still graduating, who kids are graduating, whatever it may be, whether it be kindergarten, first grade, eighth grade, uh, college, high school, job promotion. Congratulations to all you guys as well. Salute to you. Keep on going forward and know that you got this in your next endeavors. But congratulations to all you all. And I want to say condolences to the Bryant family. I just got word right before we went live that we lost Kobe Bryant's dad on today, Mr. Jelly Bean Bryant himself, Kobe's dad, who was also an NBA player. He wasn't just Kobe Bryant's father, but he was a basketball player himself in the league for several years. Also a WNBA coach for a certain amount of time. Condolences to the Bryant family, and we lost Sharon Doherty, the actress, over the week. So condolences to her and her family as well, all her fans. Um, with that being said, we're gonna kind of get ready to get into the show. Um, like I said in the pre-show announcement, I'm excited about tonight. I always, you guys know me by now. I'm always cool, and I always love when I get to chop it up with somebody near and dear to my heart. You know what I mean? This is a young lady that I met several years ago. Well, a while back. I won't even say several years ago, because I don't even think it was years ago. But you guys know me. All the viewers that watch consistently, you guys know me. I believe in divine connections, got what I call alley connections. And from the first time me and her met, we hit it off. It was kindred spirits, and it was cool like that. Like we knew each other from like she was my day one. So I appreciate her for taking out the time to be on here tonight. Hey, what's good, Miss Danielle? I appreciate her for taking out the time to be on here tonight. But she's a performer, she's an artist, she's a songwriter, she's a lovable person, a God-fearing woman, and somebody that I love dearly. So with that being said, I want to introduce you all to Miss uh 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 You got my nose wide open. Let's go, Miss Songbird Martin. Hey,
Hey, I love you more, brother. You know that. Like, I don't know. It just our weirdness, you know, like we special and it connects. And I'm glad about it. Hey y'all, how y'all doing out yonder?
uh,
Yes, sir.
before we get started, tell the people a little bit about yourself. Tell them who you are.
Wait a minute. I'm
Okay.
Tish. I am Tish Songbird. I love Jesus. I love my mom and them. I love my family. I love my children. Uh, and I love y'all. I just love everybody, man. But I love the Lord. I really do. I love Jesus.
No doubt, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing else. And I sang, I guess. You know what I'm saying? The name says it, but I be hollering in the key of the band. That's what I do. I holler.
So where are you originally from, Tish?
Lewisburg, North Carolina, the country, honey.
Ooh, whoa, wow.
I'm a country
Lewisburg.
guy. Yeah, look, as my mama them said, Lewisburg, but it's Lewisburg. Yes, I'm from Lewisburg.
All right.
Yes.
So let's start with the music, and then we'll get into the whole conversation. But
Oh Lord,
where did the music start from? What made you aspire to be an actual artist?
I wasn't trying to be an artist.
Okay.
Um, shucks. I um I went to an open mic. I met a dude at church that said he played in a band at a jazz spot, and so um I didn't know it was an open mic. Long story short, me and my sister went. She signed me up. I thought it was somebody else named Tish. I was like, oh, it's another Tish. And they called me up and I sung a song. And man, I've been rolling ever since. It's God's plan because I hadn't planned on doing
All right. So where did from that even that's brief in action. And again, we're not on no time limit, so
it.
feel
Yeah.
elaborate on whatever you wanted
Well, I
to.
don't be wanting to talk too long. I get tired. You know what you say?
But where did the songwriting part come from?
Honey, when I write, uh, from life. What do you mean? It comes from life. You know, I'm living. And if you
But what
ain't
I mean,
living, you're
like,
dead.
we got people that sing, then we got people that write, we got performers. You know, there's different aspects that goes.
I'm more of a performer singer than a
Okay,
writer. I
okay,
have written some of my stuff, but a lot of my stuff is produced and written by Gav.
okay.
Gav Beats, Gavin Maestro. Hey, Gav.
Shout out to Gav, yeah.
I love King. I call him King. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what I was kind of wondering. Like, so where did let's go back. Where did for the first time viewers that's getting to know you, who describe who Tish is to the viewers?
Um, you know what? You would start off with some stuff like that, wouldn't you? Who am I? Every day I'm a different person. I can tell you that. Every day I'm a better me though. Um, but I'm really truly understanding how to walk into who God's created me to be.
Mm.
I'm so unique, even with my voice. You know, I struggled a long time because I don't sound like anybody. I don't really do the riffs and the runs. So I'm really, to be honest, y'all, I'm 44 and I'm just now really starting to discover who I really am. So there's nothing wrong with it. For those of you who are still trying to get there, it's a journey. So, but yeah, all of that. I'm everything. I've been through a little bit of everything. I'm empathetic, so I feel what everybody else around me feel. So I'm a little bit of everything, to
Okay.
be honest with you.
And where did you said you grew up in Lewisburg.
Hmm.
Where did that love for God in that place in life? Like how was that for you? How did you discover that? Like, did you grow up in church?
I
Was
did.
okay.
I did. Yeah, my mom and them. I come from a whole long line of just praying women.
Okay.
Like for real, yes, faith slingers. You know what I'm saying? Like it was instilled in me from birth. It was instilled in me in my mother's womb because she loved the Lord too.
All right.
But the thing I love about my family is they love God, but they never. Um, I come from a long line of non-judgmental people, so I'm blessed. Now my mama have her quirks, but she mama.
Mm.
And then when she seen a little bit of everything and all her children, she was like, you know what? I just give up. I love y'all ninjas anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? She be like, I don't know where I got you from. So, but they don't judge. I got pregnant and wasn't married. And I come from, a church family, but they didn't. My mother stood beside me from the moment I called her and told her I was pregnant. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? I come from one of those families.
Yeah. Now,
Thank
growing
you,
up in
Lord.
church, we're dealing with that. How was that for you?
Dealing with what?
With your first pregnancy in church, like you said, church
Yeah,
folks are so judgmental people that we can
yeah.
never meet in this
I'm
world.
gonna be honest with you. My mama and my grandma and my aunties didn't judge me. So really, what everybody else thought really didn't matter. But my church family, my home church, yeah, they sat me down because I was the church's drummer.
Okay.
But other than that, um, they loved on me. I can really say that. Shout out to Pastor Dunstan and Allen Chapel Missionary Baptist Church in Lewisburg.
All right.
So yeah, I've been blessed, man. I'm just so blessed. I'm blessed.
Yeah, that's what's up. My bad. I'm
Yeah,
trying to multitask because I was trying to share it to your page as well. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. In case you want
tag
to,
me in. Yeah, yeah, share it to my page and tag me in it.
that's what I was trying to do.
You can do it.
I don't remember how to do that feature.
Lord have mercy,
It's all that
Jesus.
I could share.
Y'all pray for Brother Marvin.
It's been so
Pray for
long.
Brother Marvin.
But yeah, let
Lord.
me let me find out you a drummer too, man. We're gonna have to get together and share.
No, no, no. Nope.
You said that
That's
was
one thing. I stay in my lane, and you never embarrass me. You like listen to that dish back there pit patting. Not today. No, we are not doing it. Then you be done put me on your show. Y'all listen to Tish. No, I'm not going through that. What's the next question?
um. So have you ever ventured out? Have you ever been lived anywhere other than North Carolina? Is North Carolina your like foundation of your everything?
It is. I've never moved out of the state. I've traveled
Mm,
doing music, but no, I've only lived in North Carolina. I've been in Raleigh now for 11 years.
okay.
So, yeah, just a
Right
country
up,
guy.
what y'all call that? Hey, right up the road.
Right up the street.
Yeah, yeah. Raleigh. Okay. Yeah,
Right up the street. Nothing, look, nothing fancy. But I did want to move to Tennessee. I love Tennessee. I love Nashville, Tennessee.
listen,
Oh my gosh.
listen,
If I could move
listen.
there, I thought about it. I still may do it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not mad at that at all. And you move to Tennessee, you move to Nashville, I promise you, I will be there. Probably more than you want me to be. People
And I
don't
promise you, you always be welcome, brother. Getting on my nerves. I'm gonna fry you some chicken. That's how we gonna do it.
get in and eat it.
I'm
I
gonna fry you some chicken.
all the time. Like for me personally, um, I've done a lot of traveling over the years too, and I'm a Jersey, I'm a Brick City kid. I'm
Mhm.
hood. And the first time I went to Nashville, it took me a little while to get adjusted. I was kind of shocked
Yeah,
because I wasn't so used to being around so many light skinned folks, so to say.
yeah, yeah.
But it was like once I got comfortable with my surroundings, man, Nashville slowly became one of my favorite spots to visit.
I'm telling you, it's the truth. I
If
love it
you're a
there.
musician, if you're a musician, if you're an artist, if you're in the music scene, if you're a producer,
Yeah.
it's nothing like visiting Nashville because you're talking about blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks of
Who you telling? And this is early in the morning time. Like it never stops. And
all
it's
day long.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
I did
all
a
day
show
long.
there at the City Winery. which was one of my stages that I had wanted to perform on. So I did a show there with the Mary J. Blige tribute band, Just Fine. Hey Trey J. And that was one of the stages that I had always said I wanted to perform on. I got a chance to do it, and it was amazing. They were so welcoming, and they was like, "Yo, if you come back, we coming." So I got to make that work, but I really want to relocate there. Really, seriously.
Yeah, man. I fell in love with Nashville low key. I went out there a couple years. Actually, the first time I went to Nashville, one of the Born Day shots that I gave out, shout out, rest in peace, which actually his Born Day would have been today. My little bro Ryan Westbrook, he's from Nashville. He was a basketball kid and played on one of the college teams with my younger brother. And when me and him met each other, it was just like, yo, this little bro. You know what I mean? Because I don't do that with all of my brother's friends. Like, sometimes you're my brother friend, you're my brother homie and all that. There, don't get it confused. You're not my people. You're my brother's people. But he was one of those ones, and he was originally from Nashville, and we got to him in one of the last times that I went down there was for his homegoing service. So it was bittersweet, but it was also special just to be in that environment because, like I said, when you got blocks and blocks, all these different establishments, bars, restaurants, when I'm not even talking about DJs. I'm talking about every restaurant, every establishment next to each other with live bands, with live performers. Like,
it's like I was like a kid in a candy shop. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I was just blown away. It was amazing.
Yeah, I was definitely impressed by Nashville. It would have never thought it. You know what I mean? I was familiar with Memphis, and I had been to other parts of Tennessee, but I had never really like spent time in Nashville. I heard of Nashville, and you know, everybody associates Nashville with country music. I wasn't necessarily a big country music fan, so to speak, but it was like when you're in that environment, it takes on a different meaning.
It's the people. The people are it's music. That's a city where literally music brings everybody together. Literally.
Yeah.
And they were so naturally and they were naturally like nice and friendly. It wasn't forced. Hey, there you go, Bob. All right, Bob. Rock on. You know what I'm saying? You know me. I'm just like, everybody, come on. And so it was an awesome time. It really was.
And the food as well. The food, excellent.
Yeah.
Food. Like, Nashville is a whole vibe in itself. So I didn't tell you that we was gonna go get into it, but everybody, it's kind of current affairs, and people were reaching out to me over the week. Yeah, you need to talk about it on the show, whatever. I don't have really much to say, but I wanted to see if your take. What's up with what's your thoughts and what's your feelings on the whole? I don't even know what to call it. The Trump assassination attempt.
I don't watch that crap. I got enough problems of my own to worry about what Trump going through. And I'm just gonna be honest. I don't have nothing to say. Like, he ain't dead.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, I really have nothing. Like, okay, I don't even know the whole story. I never really even looked it up and stuff. I don't watch the news. Because my mom was like, my mama said tornado could come and just take you on, and you wouldn't know it was coming. You pay. I don't like, no. I am enough in my own head that I can't deal with what they got going on because I know I'm not gonna put that on myself. Yeah. God bless him. God bless America. That's what I gotta say. God bless America.
And I will say condolences to the life that was lost. Supposedly, like I said, I'm like you. I don't watch the news. If anything, I watch the weather report. I'm just
I look on my phone to see how cold or hot it is outside and keep it.
Like, if I do that much. So I didn't really get a chance to do due diligence. So we might speak on that a little bit more next week or whatever, if at all. But I did hear that one person lost their life in the attack. So, you know, condolences to that family as well. Yeah. I just think that we're living in scary times. You know, we talked about it over the last couple of weeks. Yeah, but 2024, man, and I'm not trying to be super deep, super special, spiritual, or not like that. But I
I
don't
mean, tell the truth.
like we all have to get to a place in our in life, particularly specifically at this particular time in life where if you don't have a relationship with your Lord and Savior, it is imperative that you do so because we have never seen things so chaotic and even from the candidates from who's running it, and I'm not into politics, but just the candidates. Like you mean to tell me that these are the two most viable candidates that
Yeah,
we could possibly have it? Like that does not make no sense in a country of
yeah.
billions of people. Like for these to be our best two options, the direction that they're trying to go to. I've been reading up, and I'm definitely gonna get to that on the latest show. After I do my homework on it, but I've been reading about this whole project 2025 and what
Hmm.
it tells and what it's all about. And it's like it's scary that we're trying to go back to these old ways and just this new way of what I feel is like institutionalizing racism, classism, genderism, all these different things, and it's scary. It's scary. So if you don't know your Lord and Savior at this particular time of your life, I would really lead you or encourage you to do so because things
Hmm.
are difficult. Like we have to have such a prayer life and be navigated through this thing so sensitively because like you said, we not aware. No one's promised. People always say no one's promised tomorrow, but I say no one's promised this evening.
Hmm.
To be honest with you. So
Yeah.
it's more imperative that we get into. I was reading an article that, last week about where they confiscated all this lady dairy and everything in Michigan, where even down to the foods, not just politics, even down to the foods. We got all
Hmm.
this seedless fruit now, all this organic so-called stuff. But people don't realize that America is like one of the only places where they don't have to tell you what you're eating. They don't have
Hmm.
to tell you that it's clone meat, it's fake meat, whatever the case may be, because everything is so manufactured and it's like they're trying to um, indoctrinated us. We always talk about this, and it's on the show, so we can talk freely. But me and my brother, we got this thing where we be on the phone and we be like, "Yeah, we know y'all listening, so we about to get some takeout. If y'all want something, just let us know what y'all want, and we'll get it. We'll send it to you wherever you're listening from because they're listening to us. Like we live in a day and age where it's like you can think about anything from something as simple as car insurance. You don't have to speak it. You don't have to say it out loud. You don't have to say it to me. You don't even have to say it to yourself. You can just think about car insurance. You go on your phone. Next thing
Yeah.
you're seeing all these ads and
Yep.
promotions for car insurance, flowers. You see all this stuff with flowers that you've never seen before, and it's kind of scary to me. It's kind of eerie to me. Not scary, but eerie to me that this is where we progress to, and people are still not waking up, so to speak, and becoming aware of their surroundings, what have you. And we just got to get to a place where, like, God, what are you saying? What do I need to do? I'm not focused on what my brother need to be doing, what my sister need to be doing, what mom need. What are
Yeah.
you telling me in this particular hour? Like we have to develop that personal relationship because it's not about just belonging to a church. It's not about
Mhm.
just being part of an institution. It's not about just being a part of a community. You have to be the best individual that you could be for
Yeah.
yourself. And I try to tell people all the time, even when you think about a workplace, your first day on the job, you have no idea what your responsibilities, what your duties are until what? The person that hires you come and tell you what they're doing. None of us asked to be born. None of us asked to be where we're from. So therefore, why don't we go to the ultimate supervisor, the ultimate manager to find out what our purpose is, what we were designed for, what we are supposed to be doing. I think once
Yeah.
we get that place there, I think a lot of things go that much smoother because as
It
long as we
does.
figure it out for ourselves and move
Yeah.
to our own drum, so to speak, that's why we keep hitting our head up against the wall, so to speak. Um,
Yeah.
I think we gotta go back to the source of life, the source of our being, and find out what is our purpose and really get in tune with that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say what my grandma and them used to tell me, and still say it to this day. The Bible is fulfilling itself. That's all she says, a sign of the times. And um look, everybody, we do have to give an account for ourselves. And we do have to have our own personal relationship with God. Um get right, church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sorry. But just get right, church. The devil tried to choke me, y'all. I'm telling y'all the truth. But get right because I don't know. I'm at a place in my life where I've learned how to love everybody, and a lot of it is the company you keep too. Like I only deal with folks that got good sense, if you know what I'm saying. Like um, why is he? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. My best friend texted me, and I'm trying to tell him I'm on an interview.
You
I'm
good?
just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't heard from him all day. But yeah, can you still hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So like people I my journey um is I've always been around people. I always, you know what I'm saying, I was married for 14 years. Um I lost myself in other people. And so I had to take self accountability. And once I got on that journey and started being like, okay, yeah, that's when my relationship got good with God, like solid.
Mhm.
Um, I had to take a lot of self accountability, and I learned how to be by myself because I could hear Him. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't hear with a lot of noise. I don't care who you are.
Mhm.
So I had to dead some of the noise and some of the people I had to let go. I never thought in a million years that I would be without those people. But I've found my peace, honey. I feel great.
Yeah, yeah.
Find y'all peace and love Jesus and get right. I promise you, you're gonna have to learn how to take it because you got to take this journey by yourself. Like for real. We want to take, you know what I'm saying? But no, you gonna have to. It was just me and the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it was hard.
I'm glad you kind of went that direction because I wanted to follow up on what you just said. Hey, what's
Yeah.
good, man, Joe? What's good, Joe? Again, if y'all have any questions for myself or Tish as well, feel free to put them in the comment section and we'll get to them. Any questions or comments. But one, I want to know. You mentioned after being married for 14 years, you got divorced. What was that process like for you, or how did you go through that? Because I had a former guest, my girl Tam. Shout out to Tam. She's coming back on in the future. But she has this program and a book called Life After Divorce, and we were talking about that. Because I'm a product of divorce myself. I've dealt with that.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't really understand. I think I was just talking about this last week. People don't understand what it's like um to actually go through a divorce and it's not belittling anybody else or being judgmental. Um,
Yeah.
but I tell people all the time, like I know people that went through divorce, they were married, 2, 3, 5 years, things like that. Then I'm like, dude, we can't have a conversation about divorce because we it's not the same for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I spent 20
Yeah.
plus years with one individual. Like I spent over half my life with an individual.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
when you move on and you learn to live again. And I'm glad you brought that up too, because I can honestly say too, one of the things that I always thank God about my divorce was even though I grew up in church and I already had a relationship with God, my relationship with God got that much more intense.
Hmm.
I had to lean that much more toward God because
Yeah.
I was lost. I was
Yeah.
lost because I had to learn how to relive again, going, spending so much time with this one person, building a
Yeah.
family, all these different things here. So it's like after all this time, and it's like, okay, I don't
What's
have
new?
I don't have to figure out what
Yeah.
we going. I don't have to like that whole adjustment of that whole phase and period. And I think a lot of times what a lot of people do is when they go through divorce, a lot of people can't handle it. So what they do is they mismanage it, in my
Yeah.
personal opinion, and they jump into another relationship. They start to, you know what I mean, because they don't take enough time to be by themselves, learn who they are, and heal properly. It's like I can't be by myself. So I got to do what's comfortable or what's normal to me. Where for true healing to take place, you have to grieve the loss of that significant other, so to speak. You know what I mean? Speak to that from a woman's point of view to me, for me.
Ooh, first of all, I shouldn't have married my ex-husband. I went against
Okay.
God.
There you go.
Um, I didn't love myself. Um, I suffered from low self-esteem. Like it was horrible.
Okay.
And I had this person that actually said they wanted to marry me. Um, he treated me the way he treated me. When we dated in college, we met in '99, and he did what he did to the point my pastor wouldn't even marry us. So we went to the courthouse. But I had such low self-esteem that I confused love with lust.
Okay.
But if I had have loved myself, I would have known it was just lust in the first place. But he made me feel pretty. He knew what to say, even in his mess. And I married him, and I never forget when I decided to leave. The last thing he said to me right before I left was, "No one else is gonna want you. Are you sure?"
Wow.
And I was like, "This ninja crazy," because I was already talking to somebody that I told him about.
Okay.
I didn't hide it. It wasn't, I was like, I met a guy, I think he's awesome. He was like, nah, he don't want you. I was like, nah, I think he's awesome. We get along great. He know what I'm going through because he went through that and his past relationship, and he was like, nobody else is gonna want you. You sure you want to do that? So this guy ended up saying, oh, I don't want to be in a relationship. So I'm like, oh man, he's smoking on. I'm like, oh no. And I was forced, it was God. I was forced to be by myself. There was no way I could heal the way, and I mean, I went through the motions, of course, because I'm not used to being alone. I live alone for the first time in my life, period. I'm 35 years old, and I've never lived alone before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. So that was the scariest part, facing myself and just realizing, okay, this is reality. You can be mad if you want to, but that's not going to help anything. Do you want to stay here or do you want um, I was lonely for a long time.
Okay.
I still have those moments now because I'm still single. I've been single for 11 years. Divorced for 5. Well, on my own for 11. Divorced for 5, almost 6. But he would not divorce me.
Wow.
He would not. He moved back to New York. He moved back to New York and he would not divorce me. I sang for a lawyer. I had done a couple of shows for this lawyer, and at her New Year's Eve show that she had every year, she came up to me. She was like, Tish, God says it's time for you to get out of this bondage. Now, I've never had a conversation with this woman about my personal. And I just broke down and cried. And I was like, oh, and I gave her my story and how he wouldn't help pay for the divorce, but I've been on my own. I was like, I don't know what to do. I can't, I know I can't grow and be who God wants me to be with me holding on to him. But at the same time, I'm not really putting in the effort because I still love him. So I'm kind of like using that as an excuse, to call every now and again, try to hang on. He's all I knew. I gave my ex everything. I didn't even know who I was. I'm still learning who I am. So I thought she was lying. I was like, okay, people tell you they're going to call you and do something. And she called me the beginning of the year. And she was like, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "Are you serious?" She was like, "Yeah." So, good evening. So
Yeah,
I actually, her and her husband gave me $100 to help file it. She did all her services for free for me, and he was served the papers. He wouldn't sign them. The judge granted me my divorce without his signature. And the judge asked me, he said, "You can get alimony, you can get child support." He was like, did it. And I was like Tina Turner. And I said, "Just let me keep my last name because everybody know me as Tish, Songbird, Martin." I said, "Sir, I've been living on my own for 5 years without his help. Our daughter has not only everything she needs, but everything she wants. So if she grows up to not like her father, it won't be because of me. If she'll learn him for herself." You know what I'm saying? Like I won't have anything to do with that, and I'm not trying to take his money. I've been struggling. God been blessing me. I've been getting by. I'm not gonna put him in your system because I'm bitter. That was the first part of my healing, and I didn't even understand it. Because if I had did that, that would have been me being mad and bitter, and I had to let it go.
yeah.
And I did, and it was hard. My ex-husband is with my first cousin. I found out they was dating while we were together.
You mean like presently?
Yeah.
But they're
They
presently
came out there and told me,
they're presently together now.
yeah, they were secretly together, now they openly together. And a lot of people was like, "You handle it with grace." I did, but my mother came and stayed with me for an entire week because she didn't know what I was going to do.
I gotta go watch this crazy girl.
My mother came and stayed with me for a week, and I tell you what, I have nothing against them because who am I to tell who to love?
Yeah.
Let's just say that I've gotten to a place where I mean, girl, bye. Y'all good. Like, why am I gonna fight for something that wasn't meant for me in the first place? I'm not gonna hate on none of them. I love all y'all.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Let's go. I got stuff to do, honey. And dragging them with me is not gonna help me get there any faster. But it was hard to get to that place, and I still have my moments because I'm human. I still have my moments, but I have nothing evil to say, nothing bad to say. I just, and I think I told you I had to ask him to forgive me too. Because I did things and I used the excuse of I did that because you did that.
Okay.
And I had to ask him to forgive me because I told him, I said, "Honey, after I found out what you was doing, I did the same thing. The difference between me and you is I was smart enough not to get caught.
Mm-hmm.
So can you please forgive me because I used this as an excuse. I wanted to do that anyway. Because ain't nobody forced me to do nothing." You know what I'm saying? And I had to take accountability for my bull jive. Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, now did he persuade me?" You know what I'm saying? I'm human. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was a housewife. I was faithful, cooked, clean, took care of it. I did what I was supposed to do.
Yeah. And I think you said the nail on the head. Like I think accountability is a big part of it. I mean, I get so sick and tired. Like, you know, I was a big Power fan when Power was out, and I'm in these different groups or what have you. And even to this day, even though Power has been off, I don't know how many years now, we still go back to the original Power, and everybody's like, "Well, Ghost this here, and Tasha that there." And
I've never watched it. I'm sorry.
But Ghost cheated first, and Tasha cheated first, and I get so tired of that because it doesn't matter who cheated first. I think that's the big part that people be missing. Just because you cheated on me does not mean or give me the right to cheat on you.
It doesn't. You are absolutely correct.
Like, I get sick and tired of people using that as an excuse because just because you did that don't mean that I have to do that.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And it sucks. The truth is, like people like me, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You don't understand because I don't understand how a person can say they love you and do some of the things that they do. And I was at one point, I was anything you can do, I can do better. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? I went through that phase too. Let's keep it a band. Anything you can do, I can do better. Smiling, grinning, and skinny. You know
That's
what I'm saying? So it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, but I'm grown now.
hmm
Uh, I have no regrets of my marriage because it taught me what I deserve and what I don't want, what I do want, what I do need.
most
It
of all.
taught me a lot of all of that. So if God blesses me um, with that king, ain't going nowhere, and I ain't either. It's gonna be locked and loaded because I do understand. My mother, when I first when I got dating age, my mother told me, she said, never make a man feel less than a man. And if you never try to make a man feel less than a man, and if you have to do that, it's time for you to move on.
Mm.
If that's even in your thought process,
Shout
it's
out to
time for you
Mom.
to move on.
Yeah, we need to put that on a T-shirt, like they say. Like that needs to go viral. Like, cause as a man, um, it definitely affects you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
People always talk about sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never
yeah,
help me. BS. Like words definitely hurt. And I always said I was an assassin when it came to words. Words don't hurt you? Okay. I bet you I'll prove you wrong today.
yeah.
I could get ruthless and I cut you at the gut, at the core of you. When it comes,
See,
you know what I
oh
mean?
me, yeah.
Like, and that wasn't. I'm not even just talking about in relationships. I'm just talking about friendships. And
Period. I know. That's why I said, "Oh, mean head." I know. I know. You ain't gotta tell me.
you don't
That's for
want
the y'all audience.
yeah, you don't want to test my gangster when it comes to that verbal
Yeah.
assassin because I could go there with you. You know what I mean? And it's sad because I know the power of words. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And it's like
Yeah.
I was having this conversation with my mom not too long ago, and I said, just think about it. At the end of the day, you is like you don't know how people could do that. I tell you, it's very simple because the only people that can really truly hurt you are the
Mm-hmm.
ones that you love. You know what I mean? Because if a stranger walking down the street said, "What's this black chick doing with blonde and blue hair?"
Yeah.
It like you can laugh it off and just keep it moving. Like it has no bearing because they don't know you. But if you're
But
talking,
you know what? I'm at the point now for real.
mhm.
I don't care if it's family.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
who is this chick with blonde and blue hair? It's me, Tish Songbird, and I'm gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
just gorgeous, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what I want this week on my head. You know, so
yeah. I was just
I'm
using that as an
at the
example.
point where I love being me. I'm in my what I tell you, who am I?
Harley Quinn, Harley Quinn.
I'm the Black Harley Quinn right now. I'm trying to get my my head together. But yeah, I'm the Black Harley Quinn at this moment. And I don't mind being different. My mother used to call me her Punky Brewster growing up.
Okay.
I've always been different. I've always, just did what I wanted to do when it came to my hair. Like I've all and the way I dressed, I've always just like whatever. If I like it, I don't care what anybody else say.
And that's the way it
That's
should be.
the Yeah, that's how it has to go because, honey, this is the only freedom my mother gave me growing up was my hair.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, she didn't play that.
And at the end of the day, like you said, I mean, that was one of the things that it took me a while to learn. Um,
Yeah,
for me personally, is like at the end of the day, you're the only person in this world that has to live with you.
yep,
Marvin is the only person in this world that has to live with Marvin.
yep.
You know what I mean? And
hmm
it was like, you know what? It taught me. I can honestly say I was in my 40s before I learned. I always heard it growing up. You know, you got to love yourself and all that. I had no idea what that was.
Yeah,
It was just a phrase to me. I had no idea what it was like to love me or
yep.
myself. and it also showed me like the flaws in my character and who I was as a man.
Yep.
I keep it real, because if I don't know how to love myself properly, how
Yep.
can I dare show love to someone else?
It's
You
impossible.
can't do it.
But if you don't love yourself, how can you say you love God? That's what I had to realize too, because we are made in His image. So I had to ask for forgiveness for like, God, oh my gosh, I hated you for all them years indirectly because I hated myself. So it was just a lot, honey. It's just a lot.
Mm-hmm. Got a surprise for you, Tish.
Hi, Daniel. Is your beard bigger? It's been that long since I see you. Got like a lot of facial hair.
Yo,
That's a lot.
That's his costume. That's his costume. And that goes to show you that's a go to show you how special you are, Tish, too. I've been doing the show for 4 years now, and for no reason I can't get my own bro on. You know what I mean? But as soon as I saw Sis coming on, oh yo, send me the link, bro. Like he showed up. Now he did show up a couple weeks ago for the 4th year anniversary. He did show up. But I'm just saying, like, why I got to have other people on to get my bro and have a conversation with my own bro, man? Come on, man.
Hey, Daniel.
What's up, beautiful? How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Hey, look, we here. Listen, I ain't see my sister. I ain't see my girl in like forever, yo. Like, it's been a minute. Like, when last time?
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
That's too long. That's too long.
I know. It's your fault. I've been at the crib.
You was at the crib.
I've been right here to the house.
Listen,
he want to go over there and get stranded in Jamaica on this.
I heard. Look, I heard about that. Bless it, heart. I'm glad you're back. Look.
listen. Somebody said, "Thank God my prayer life was in order, huh?"
Mm-hmm.
Because the prayer I was doing, man. Listen, I said, "I got hit. I need you to show up and show out.
Show up and show out, Jesus. Come all the way over here.
Hey, make my story a testimony, huh?
I know that's
I don't want to
right.
be a memory."
But yeah, dude, you came in right on time. We were talking about like loving ourselves, and like for me, like I said, I realized when I got to the point where I realized it was just a saying. I didn't know what it meant personally, what it was like to love myself. Then once I was able to realize that and be accountable to that, it was like, okay, then a lot of things started making sense. Like,
hold on.
Yeah.
Y'all keep talking. I'm going to make me another cup of coffee. Dang, I'm glad you're here filling the spot.
Go ahead, girl. Yeah. It was like, it made me start examining myself, though. It was like, okay, now I understand why I can't love properly as a son. Now I understand why I can't love properly as a brother. Why I can't love properly as a husband or as a father, because I don't really know what love is other than a word. And I try to tell people all the time, like, love is probably the biggest verb that there is, because it's an action word. I don't need you to tell me that you love me every day if you show me that you love me. You know what I mean? And it was like, once I got that understanding, and that was held myself accountable to learn what love is, to learn how to love myself, flaws and everything else. It was like, if I can't love myself, then why should I expect anybody else to love me? You know what I mean? Other than God. You know what I mean? So that was a powerful journey in itself. And I grew so much from that, but I felt like I would have never got to that point if I had stayed married at that particular time, because I would have kept on going through the motions, kept on living that day to day. And it was like that divorce period and being by myself and getting in tune to know me and myself and growing my faith and my intensifying my relationship with God. I think that took me to a whole nother level. And the proof of that was like how I started interacting with other people. How I started showing it in other people, and other people letting me know that they see the difference. Like I always talk about you, D, because like we know each other for years, but like you always know, it was open door policy at my crib, but I wasn't leaving my house. I wasn't going out to eat with everybody else. I wasn't, you know what I mean? Like we know Marvin at the crib. Like I just wasn't. I was at a space in life where it was like, as long as you in my surroundings, everybody's welcome. I'm just not going out there. Once I got to that place where I learned how to love myself, it was like I was having a conversation with my ex a while ago, and he was like, "Oh, you doing a talk show? And you celebrating for this amount of years and what have you? I didn't know you could do that much talking." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can because I learned how to identify myself and I learned how to love myself in spite of, you know what I mean? The same way I started learning how to love myself the same way I started saying that God loves each and every one of us. You know what I mean? He doesn't love us because we can sing. He doesn't love us because we have a gift. He loves us in spite of, you know what I mean? And I think that that's what true love is when, you know, when you say, I don't care whether you're a liar. I know that you're a liar, but I still love you. You know what I mean? But I know how to deal with you if you are a liar. You know what I mean? But I don't stop loving you because of whatever it is, your character flaws, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? So I think that that's very important when we all get to that place where we can actually learn to put love. And again, like I say, you don't have to tell me that you love me when you show me that you love me, especially on a consistent basis. You know what I mean?
We're different because I need somebody to tell me. That's all in your different love. We're all wired different. Mm-hmm. So I need you to show me. I need you to tell me. Yeah, I'm one of those. Now, do you have to do it all day, every day? No. But everybody that deals with, even you, I always, whenever I get off the phone with you or whatever, if I see you, if I'm about to leave your place, I'll be like, I love you. Mm-hmm. I tell that's just me. Yeah. Right now, I have lonely moments. Thank goodness I have homeboys that I feel safe with, and we're in platonic relationships, ladies. Girls can't hang with guys and it be non-sexual. But we'll talk about that later. I'm cool like that. But I have fellas that when I do have those moments I don't want to be alone, I can go and stay at their house. Mm-hmm. To this day. You know, I might call Jason up 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and be like, I don't want to be by myself. And I'm about to change this whole thing, Marvin, because I got to say this.
What's up, man?
Folk be... loneliness would make you do some crazy things. So I had to pray over that. Like, God, don't allow my loneliness to make me do stupid crap. Because I found myself, you know what I'm saying? I did it like 2 or 3 times, just 2 or 3. But I am at a point now where, oh no, I'm in between. Like, I'm tired of being single. Mm-hmm. I really, really am tired of being single. And I had this guy, and he had given me, and this is no lie, he had given me a list of things. Like, you know, this is what I paid attention to everything he said. I've been knowing him for years. We were friends first, but I paid attention to everything he said. And he was like, I don't know why you want to have a title. He said, because without the title, I give you, you know, everything that you need. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, you don't give me everything. I said, but you know why I need a title? He was like, why? I said, because I hang with ninjas that I don't sleep with that treat me just as good, if not better than you. Mm-hmm. If you understand what I'm saying, like, Marvin, you my brother. I know I can call you for anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything. Daniel, you know you mine. Right. A spoon, cool, pride, and joy. I know I can call you for anything. Mm-hmm. When I'm surrounded by amazing men, I think I'm at the point where I just want one of my own. Mm-hmm. Daniel and Melissa, I love watching them. You know that because I've sat there was like, yo, that is dope. Even though what I've been through,
they're a whole sitcom. They need their own show.
Yes, but the thing of it is, when you are with your person, and you can be yourself
Mm-hmm.
with that person. Now, I will say, coming from a woman's point of view, I look at Melissa, she's one of the strongest women I know. You know how much strength it takes to allow your spouse to genuinely be them?
Mm-hmm.
You know the confidence that you have to have. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be insecure.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that she never get with women, but she handles it with grace.
Yeah.
And it's genuine. And I love Melissa Carr for that.
Mm-hmm.
I love her for that.
Yeah.
And Daniel allows her to be herself as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful to me. So, women, if you've been through some crap, I hate to hear a woman say, I don't need no man. We were created for manhood.
And you were created for women.
I was created for a man. And there's one out there somewhere. Where you at? Lord have mercy.
You know what? So I want to talk about this before because I'm coming back to you, Tish, in a minute.
Don't be coming back to me. You better talk to Marvin.
I'm gonna come back to my book. So check this out though, for real. So one thing about love, you don't know love until you've been through something.
You've been tested, yeah. Absolutely.
Because here's the thing about love. Love is very close to lust.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Love is very close to feeling good.
Yeah.
The difference between lust and love and feeling good is that love is constant and consistent no matter what.
Whether you feel good or not.
And you don't know if you actually love until you actually been tested, man. I believe that wholeheartedly because it's easy, and the Bible talks about this, the heathens, they love anybody. You my boy today, we good. You ain't do nothing wrong to me. But what about love your enemies?
Yeah.
What about love the person that hurt your heart? What about loving the person that did you dirty? What about loving the person that dragged your name through the mud? You know what I'm saying? What about the loving person that go behind your back and mistreat you, right?
Yeah.
And so when you learn that, or you operate in that type of love, it helps grow you.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, because then that when you realize people can't take that power from you, when they can't take that power from you, and like you got that type of love, man. Listen. I feel like I conquered the world, bro.
Yeah. You
at that point, it's not much that you could do to me that's going to change my perspective on life at this point, man. And so I tell people all the time, why you so even killed? I live by 2 rules now, man. I try to live by 2 rules. Understanding how to love people like I love myself, which is a prerequisite to loving people. I gotta first love myself, right, and then loving God, right. And so when I learned all this stuff, everything else is subjective.
It is.
Because at the end of the day, none of us is perfect, man. I'm not talking about perfect. I'm not talking about the holy rollers. I'm just talking about being able to do the 2 things that at this point with God, if we operate in those 2 things, loving people like you love yourself and loving God with all your heart, everything else is subjective, man, to me. And so love, like you said, is that actual word. It's the actual word that you are able to operate in when you gain full control of that. A lot of people allow love to control you versus you control the love. I'm not going to allow you to stop me loving you because you decide you want to be dirty.
Exactly.
Because you want to be a bum. Because you want to be a hole. Because you want to be messed up in the game. I'm not going to allow that to control me.
Who done hurt you, Daniel? No, I'm just saying.
No.
I had to.
Maturity, though. That's a whole different level of maturity.
It is, man.
It is.
That's why I can walk around smiling, you know what I'm saying, and be about life. Do I get upset? Anger me? People upset me, take me off on it? Yeah, of course, but I'm not. No, yeah. I'm angry. You don't want to see that side of me. Nobody wants to see that side of me. But at the end of the day, it's not going to stop me from being me. I choose to do it at this point. It wasn't always like that, Mar. It wasn't always like that, Tish. You know what I'm saying? I didn't always have a choice. Sometimes I allow people to choose for me, but now I'm at the point in my life where I choose to love. You know what I'm saying? In spite of, and that's to me. And so I tell people this all the time. They laugh at me. They laugh at us. They're like, Oh, you wrong. You wrong. I tell people all the time, no, we didn't get married for love.
And you shouldn't. That's a whole different conversation.
We didn't get married for love, but watch this. The love was the icing on the cake.
That's it.
Here's the thing. We baked the cake. We had the ingredients. We had everything else to make our relationship thrive and work. We worked on those things. And then we covered it with the love.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people see what their mistake is, that they get caught up in situations and this and that, thinking I'm in love. You marry today, go and divorce tomorrow. Why? Because you never worked on the necessities of getting that relationship to where it needs to be at.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm one of those people that I agree with that wholeheartedly, because I always say that me and my man Rod, shout out to Rodney, we were having that conversation, or we had that conversation all the time. But love is not enough reason for me personally. That's not enough reason to get married. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It has to be deeper than just love. Like, we got to be like-minded. We have to have real conversations. We have to want the same things. Do you want children? Do I not want children? Where do you want to live at?
You be the mother of my kids?
Yeah.
You gonna be the mother of my kids? Are we going to build a business together?
That's it.
You want to get a house in 5 years? I mean, we don't know that. And a lot of times people get caught up in the wrong idea because they never spend time figuring out who we are. How could you walk unequally yoked?
And what you want.
Well, it got nothing to do with you being equally yoked.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the substance that's put into your relationship that makes you equally yoked. Like, how are we gonna walk if we walking in two different directions?
You're gonna keep on walking, but you're gonna keep on walking farther apart.
Yeah. 10 years from now, I want to be in Florida. She want to be in New York. Yeah. What we doing?
Going in two opposite directions.
There we go. And so a lot of times that starts early in the relationship because people don't spend time getting to understand what is it they're trying to accomplish when you get into these relationships. And I said I was going to come back to my sister here, my boo. You know what I'm saying? What you're speaking of is your love language.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
that. I didn't say that, my bad.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm all of them. That's how mixed up I am.
Yeah. No, that's the beautiful thing that I would say the fact that you're in touch with that, because a lot of people struggle expressing how I want to be loved.
Yeah.
If you can't express to me, I'm not a mind reader. I don't feel God, that's not the ability God gave me.
Be either, D.
I got the
No. My problem is, see, I'm a Scorpio. I'm a real one too. My problem is if I tell you how I need to be loved or how I want to be loved, and you instead of you saying, okay, I got you here, here, and here, but this is where I struggle, and you be like, yeah, I got you, and then you drop the ball, I got serious problems with that. That'd be my issue with people at the moment. Like, stand on what you can do. And what you can't do, let's discuss it. So I won't, because you know what I'm saying? I would drop you. I would be like, peace, beloved. God bless you. All right, I'll talk to you. Good night. I had a little boyfriend about 2-3 months ago. He did some stupid whack stuff. You can, there you know. And I was like, peace, beloved. Just as soon as I told him, y'all, I got a boyfriend, I was like, y'all know I don't. If I see it in the beginning, no, I'm just being real. I'm not gonna wait to see how worse you get.
Yeah.
And you aren't who you say you were. And as soon as something came that didn't align, you know, with everything, you showed your true colors. Okay, all right, I love you, boo. Peace, beloved. You can't be in my space. You're fake.
But that's biblical. You know, I'm not trying to be spiritual, but get understanding. We don't understand each other right now. You gotta go because we're not understanding each other. We can't understand each other, ain't nothing to talk about. And I'm not even talking about being patient. I'm talking about the fact of the matter is that you are secure and understand what you are in need of, what you want, what you desire, what your heart, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't get that, then okay.
But I never ask of anyone what I am not willing to give.
Yeah,
Now
absolutely.
that, in all fairness, I cannot ask anyone to do something that I am not willing to do myself. And I can't, ladies, stop doing it. Oh, because he the man, he's supposed to. Well, because you the woman, you supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm
Going on the
there, but
show,
then
Tish.
I'm a whole different breed. I'm a
Going on the
submissive
show,
woman
Tish.
to the right man. I'm a very submissive woman.
You know, we
So,
got this thing now where, you know, and it's a new age, and everybody got this new perspective on what my responsibilities are, what my duties are. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's trying to rewrite the book and trying to be right. There was some things established for a reason, man. And if it wasn't broken, why are we trying to fix it, man?
Yeah.
Why are we trying to fix it? It wasn't broke. It worked. It worked for our foreparents. It worked for, you know what I'm saying? It worked. And there's some truths to what was established, but we are now in an age where everybody want to have their own
well,
establishment.
the way I look at it is I was created to support my man. Now, God didn't tell me how that support was going to be, what that support was going to be. So I don't care if the support is for me to pay the mortgage for a year while he get himself together. He never gave me a cap on what the support is. I know I'm supposed to support. And as long as if you with the right women, if we're with the right man, we know when he's doing the best he can. And his best thing will always match up to what we dreamed of. Whoop de whoop de woo. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a good one, I can't stand to see a woman with a good man. And they just so selfish and ungrateful because of their childhood dream husband. Hell, for you ain't even the same person you was. And so I'm an equal opportunity. I just tell the truth from how I see it. And you're not, and then men, I don't like, y'all are the greatest before y'all get us. Keep it up after you get it.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Keep it up, because I'm going to keep getting my hair did. The same weave you saw. I won't crust it when you met me. I'm not going to become crusty. And that goes both ways too. I'm not going to become crusty after you get me. Now, you might see me without my lashes if you wake up with me in the morning, because I take them off every night. And if you can't handle that, whoop de whoop de whoop. I do strips. And I can't put my glasses on and see the TV with these go-get-ems on. So yeah, I might take off my lashes, but what I'm saying is, I just I don't want to be with nobody I can't be genuinely myself with.
Absolutely not. And I refuse to be.
Well, I'm gonna ask y'all both a question.
Uh-huh.
I've been out the game for a minute. What do you believe the biggest obstacle in dating in this day and age?
I'm gonna let you go from a woman's perspective.
Oh God. So, first of all, I can't speak for all women. Most men that meet me, their first thing come out there. First of all, they meet me from being on stage. So 9 times out of 10, the first thing out of their mouth is, "Oh my gosh, I ain't never wanted to be with a big girl, but you changed my mind." And I'm looking at them like I'm old as heck. I ain't got time to be teaching nobody. None of you already know what you're doing. We can't even talk, first of all. But to me, worrying about other people, so everybody worry about what the next person gonna say. They, instead of doing what makes them happy. Those are just my problems. Then from my perspective, I don't go out. I don't know how to socialize, to be honest with you. I'm a social introvert. Y'all know this about me. Even at family barbecues, I tend to sit off by myself and do my own thing, and it's not intentional. It's just that, once again, I'm an empath. I just, and my nerves get, I'm used to, I just like being in my own little world now. Once I got a taste of what it felt like to be alone, But even at my mother's house, I could be there with my family. I sit in the living room with everybody and chop it up. They get on holidays, a good hour. Then I'm off to the back in my sister's room. You know, my daughter's room, because I don't know how to socialize. Then men take me different because all I hang with are guys. Mm-hmm. So the fellas talk around me like, you know, like I'm not there, like I'm not a woman. They treat me like one of the guys. So I have a habit of talking the same way. And so a lot of men who don't know me could naturally take that as me flirting. And it's not me flirting. It's really me having a conversation, telling the truth. And it's non-sexual, even if we talking about sex. It ain't that I want you. I'm just telling you my opinion on it. This is how I speak on it. I'm trying to become a little bit more ladylike. I'm just talking about me. Mm-hmm. If y'all find yourselves in me, bless your heart, because it's hard. And then you want to know the main thing, like for real though, Daniel, Marvin, people in the universe and stuff that's watching this, I can't get nobody because when I'm with them ninjas, and they ain't just them too, it's a whole bunch of them. I got a whole band. When I'm with them, they don't want me talking to nobody. Nope. They don't. But my thing is, I hate that. Daniel, you wake up to a beautiful woman every morning. Marvin, I don't know who you wake up to. You and Jesus, Becky, Susan, and Jesus on my mind. But I wake up with me and the Lord, but I can't see him. I really am at the point where I really want that. And y'all need to stop blocking. Tell them to stop blocking, y'all.
Yeah, stop that, y'all, because I do not be hating. I do not be
hating. Marvin, you'll pull me in a corner quick and be like, sis, did it. Next thing I know, oh, you talking to him? That's my brother. But the seed already planted, because you laughing. Like I seen them. Hey, what are you doing?
I might forewarn you if I see a clown, you know what I mean, to that effect, but I'm not hating overall.
I'm not saying you hating, I said you were blocking.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do whatever you do, but at the same
time, you say that.
That's a clown right there.
Daniel, see, look, Daniel, I ain't.
I sure ain't. Look, I can't call you Marvel and my peoples and just let you get dragged through the mud.
I'm not gonna get dragged through the mud. Y'all don't know. Like, how do you figure?
Cause you a female.
And we know.
Respect to my ladies. I love them. I love y'all.
We know.
And sometimes you think with your heart.
Y'all got my blood pressure.
To all the ladies out there, that's been, I will guarantee you that any lady that's viewing this right now or will view it in the future, they cannot honestly say that this has never happened to them. But so many times,
I gotta plug my phone up. It's dying. Hold on, guys.
All right. To what Daniel was saying, though, so many times in my life, whether it be family members, just female friends, what have you, we'll tell you something. Yo, this clown right here is this here, yada, 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 yada. Nah, he ain't looking at me like that. He don't see me like that. Nah. Then you go behind our back and do what you want to do anyway. A month, 2 months, 6 months down the line. Oh my God, you were so right. That joke wasn't about nothing. I know because we've all done seen it all. Even if we not that dude, we know a dude that's like that. You know what I mean? There's like on the flip side, like you say, a lot of females that I hang with, they're one of the. A lot of the females that I hang with are like you, Tish. They hang around a whole bunch of dudes, so they're able to give me some insight. Like, yo, hey, bro, she playing you on this one here. Her intentions, her motives ain't sincere. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that at face value because that's coming from my sis. Because you know a woman better than I will ever know a woman.
Oh, listen at the river.
Right, that's just me. All my nieces today, all my nieces on both sides of my family, those jokers come to me with their mans until the last wee hour. because they know I'm gonna check them man and I'm gonna check them at the door. I'm gonna do that because how I feel about all the ladies in my life. I value y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I know. I remember what it was to run the streets. You know what I'm saying? I remember what it was to be out there. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go too deep into all that, but you know, I wasn't always married.
Well, we know you won't. You better sit your tail down. I don't want to hear it. Y'all look like trouble. The double troubles.
What's the streets of Newark, Arrington never be the same, baby.
Yo, listen when I tell you, boy. I tell people all the time, man, I thank God where God brought me from.
Man, come on, man.
Bro, I thank God for memories. But to answer your question for me, D, from a male's perspective, I don't even say from a male, because I don't like to do generalizations like Tish was saying. I'm just going to speak for me. I would say that it's two parts. Like, one, what she said is, well, first, the biggest obstacle for me would be, I don't think a lot of women, regardless of what they may say or the way they may feel, for me personally, a lot of women have a hard time with my brutal honesty. You know what I mean? Like, that would be my biggest obstacle because, you know, we hear it all the time. Women, I'm ain't no good men out here. I'm tired of men always trying to run game. I'm tired of this here and that there. They always trying to get over on the system. I'm like, yo, once I promised myself, once I got divorced, right? And I mean this on everything that I love. It wasn't even no spiritual thing. But I promised myself once I got divorced, I said, you know what? I will never, ever find myself again in a position where I feel like I need to lie. I challenged myself. I never want to tell a lie again. Now, should I have been lying in my marriage? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? I just wasn't at a maturity level to where I could learn how to manage my brutalness and my honesty, so to speak. You know what I mean? But after that, it was like, you know what? I'm never gonna lie again. And a lot of times I'm too real with women. I had a young lady actually tell me, like recently, like, you mean to tell me you can't lie to me every once in a while? Like, no. Like, I thought that's what y'all wanted. I thought that's what everybody would want. Somebody to be honest with them, not to try to get over, not to run no game. So a lot of times I'm like, no. I tell people all the time, and I'm at a place like I'm not to where this is yet. I was so anti-relationship because, again, that's just me. I love my freedom. You know what I mean? I love the fact that I don't have to consult with nobody. I don't have to care. I don't have to how you feel, what you want to do, whether I want to go to sleep, whether I want to take a nap, or like this level of freedom. I've never had this since I can remember. So at this stage in life, it's kind of hard for me to give that up. You know what I mean? As far as being considerate and all those different things there, but at the same token, I do miss companionship, like Tish is talking about. I do miss having that someone. You know what I mean? I thank God, and I'm not saying that braggadociously. I thank God that I do have options. Like if I want to go to the movies, I ain't got to go to the movies by myself.
I don't have options. I think that's excuse my French out there in internet land, but my best friend, you need some hoes. And I was like, what?
Wow.
And I was like, no.
Tish. You cut off. You're going to have to start that all over again. I want to hear that whole.
Yeah, you went out on us.
I want to hear that whole thing.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
I said one of my best friends, Jason, told me I needed some hoes. Because I don't no, I don't agree. I don't have options. I don't even want to be in that. Like, bro, I don't see anything wrong with you. I don't see anything wrong with you living how you live. That's just not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I want to be in a monogamous relationship. And don't think I'm sitting up here saying I'm all innocent and stuff, even though I am.
So you say you want your hoes? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't want no hoes. That's what I'm saying.
Clarity, you know, I want clarity. I want to understand what you're saying.
I don't want no. I don't.
It might be right, Tish.
I don't want no hoes. I want a boyfriend. Like, I want a real boyfriend. I want somebody that I can hold their hand in public if we choose to. Like, I'm not, because I'm one of those. I'm not long on cuddling. You get 5 to 10 minutes, then you can roll over on your side. I'm gonna get on mine. I get hot.
Hold up. My man, I gotta shout out my man.
Mitch, it ain't never no wrong time, bro. That's the big boy right there.
Hey, we love you, Mitch. What's up, my brother? Love you, Bishop. Yes, sir. Hey, that's a good brother right there. Y'all need to check him out. Charlotte area. Check out my man.
I'm telling you, hey, look, when you got some time, bro, I need you back.
Don't feel like no heathen. We just telling the truth. That's all. We just telling the truth. You shouldn't feel like a heathen, baby. It's all right.
About to do that. We're talking to Mitch. Because we all know each other off camera. You know, we all know each other.
But I don't want no hoes. Let's say that.
And let's be clear, I'm not a hoe. I'm not out here sleeping around.
I didn't say. Wait a minute. Hold on. I said Jason. No. I didn't say you was a hoe, brother. I wasn't even implying you were a hoe. Can I speak my piece?
Go ahead.
This is what we talking about, y'all. I want a boyfriend, like for real. I want to, but he's gonna have to understand that I have my fellas. He's gonna have to understand. What Daniel?
That's the question. What are you willing to give up? Or let me rephrase that.
Ooh.
What are you willing to compromise?
What, to be with my boyfriend?
To be your boyfriend.
I don't know who you talking to, Esther, because I ain't no brother. Let's be clear.
Esther, what up, bro? What's good? Yeah.
You said what?
All my people's coming on.
I'm talking to one of the viewers there. There you might be your brother, but I ain't your brother.
Hey, you might have to. You
know what? See, there you go acting up. Look, there him go. Him coming out. What time is it? It's almost 9:30. But what am I willing to compromise?
Yeah, let's start there. What are you willing to compromise? Because and before you answer the question, the biggest part of our success, males and our success in our marriage, is that you know what? We've learned that we grew together, and growing, there's growing pains. You feel me? Meaning that some things that I wanted, I recognized that maybe didn't fit in what we were trying to become. Yeah. Some things that she might have wanted, it didn't fit in what we were
so what you're telling me is that I genuinely can't answer your question because I haven't been put in that position yet. Different things for different people, Daniel. I agree. You see what I'm saying? So I can't fully nor genuinely answer that question because I haven't been put in that position. Now, what I will say is this. I do understand that if it's meant to be, the compromise, you might have growing pains, but it won't be hard at all. I've been married. When I gave myself to my ex-husband, it wasn't hard for me to give myself to him. It wasn't hard for me to submit to him. He just wasn't grown enough to understand how to handle. We both were children. Right. I had my flaws and he had his. But I was a little bit more mature than him because I was taught and raised by two OGs, my mama and my daddy. You know what I'm saying? They taught me. My daddy said, anytime you want to change the rules of the game, it's time for you to take it. I ain't cussing. It's time for you to get out of it.
I like that, though. I like that.
He said the game has been the game before you were even born. The game was the game. And if you think you need to, who are you to change the rules? He said, so if at any time you think you need to change the rule, it's time for you to get out. That means you done been in it too long and that ain't the game for you to play. That's how I live my life. That's it. I don't give nobody no problems. I've been told that I was too cool. You too cool. Like you too cool. What is too cool? How can a man tell a woman what he want and then get scared when she give it to him?
Yeah. And vice versa, the same way.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It really is. It really is.
You can't handle the level of honesty. I'm not telling you, I'm not stringing you along. I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not looking for you know what I mean? Like, always, I think that's one of the things too, or one of my character. I won't say a character flaw, but that's just one of the things about me. Because, like you said, we're in that era now where everybody's trying to rewrite the book and what have you. Hey, what's good?
No.
And people always, well, a man is supposed to be the pursuer, and a man is supposed to be doing this and that. This. I can honestly say, for me, I'm a different type of dude. I don't pursue women like that. You know what I mean? And I never, you know what I mean? Because I think, y'all know me. I always keep it real. For me, when I first got interested in women and young girls in middle school, all those different things there, it was like I used to get rejected so much because I didn't have enough money. I didn't dress a certain type of way. All these different reasons, what have you, why I got so rejected. And it was like, you know what? I got so used to being rejected. It was like I lost my fight to pursue, so to speak. So it was like, you know what? When I became of age and when I started playing football and all that kind of stuff there, and I started identifying who I wanted to be and who I was as a man, it was like, you know what? If she push up on me, if she holler at me, if she spit at me, then I know she's really interested. I ain't got to. If she make the first move, then okay, we can see where this might possibly go. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that was always my approach. Is like, even with the apps, people always laugh about it. Oh man, asked me the other day, what's up with you on these apps now? But I was like, my favorite one was Bumble. I love the app Bumble, the dating apps. That's what I'm talking about. Because the woman has to make the first move on this, and I don't like to be where, oh man, he seemed like he's a nice guy. Don't do me no favors. You know what I mean? That's the way I feel. Like, don't do me no favors. Well, he was nice enough to reach out to me, so I'm gonna be courteous enough to reach out back to him. Like, nah, I don't want that. I want to know that you genuinely want to get to know me or whatever the case may be, and we could go from there. Because at this point in life, I know, like you said, to your point, Tish, I'm capable of being in a relationship. I know what it takes to be a successful partner because of what I've been through, right? But at the same token,
that's not what you want.
It's not that I said that it's not what I want.
At the moment,
it's kind of not what I want. But at the same time, what I'm saying is I'm not shying away from it. For so many years, like now, people know that, Marv, even if it's right there in front of him, like Marv ain't going that route. I'm not afraid of a relationship, but it has no bearing on my day-to-day. If I'm in a relationship, Marv gonna be all right. If I'm not in a relationship, Marv gonna be all right, regardless. You know what I mean? That's just why I am there. But I am capable of being in a relationship. I know what it takes and what have you. But at the same time, like you said, what are you willing to compromise? I realized. Let me see what La said. La said submission is a two-way street, straight from the bishop. Can't nobody else tell me nothing. Absolutely. She said, join these apps. So tell the people what you want, Marv. So what I want is, okay, that's a good question. That's a fair question. What I want is, I want somebody that can unequivocally accept me for who I am. And the reason I say that is I think a lot of downfalls and a lot of things that go wrong with these modern day relationships is and this is just a personal thing. I think far too many people enter into relationships and particularly marriages based off of potential, what this person could be. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, he's going to school to be this here and that. He might be an engineer. He might be this here and that there. But what if that person doesn't become that? Are you still willing to be there with that person? Are you still willing to submit to that person? Are you still willing to love that person if they never become what you potentially think that they can be?
So, Mark, let me ask you a question. I'm an advocate right now.
Okay.
Are you your best version?
Absolutely not. I'm on my way to be the best version of me.
Okay, to your point, is it possible to believe or think that I see greater in you?
Say that again.
Is it possible to think or believe that I see greater in you? Because sometimes, and I hear what you're saying. I'm to the point you said, I want you to be able to accept me just as I am, right? which is cool. I hear what you're saying there. But what if I see
holla at me?
What if I see greater in you? What if I see the king in you, and that's the person who I desire to be with, because I know there's a greater version of Tish. I know there's a greater version of Marv, that if I could just be able to connect and help pull that out. Because
I'm with you. And what I'm saying is, I don't want my words to be, because I mean what I say. So I'm not like a play on words. But what I'm saying is, like you said, there's nothing wrong with that, because I want to be with somebody, because I know me, like you said, to your point. That's why I said no, I'm not the best version of myself, but I need a partner that, like to your point, that does see greater in me and know how to help me bring that out, because I haven't reached that yet. Now, what I'm saying is, though, that can't be your sole point of being in a relationship with me, because you see that potential that I could be greater. Because what if I never achieve that? You know what I mean? My thing is, and I'm glad you said that, Doc, because it's not about changing. I have no problem with changing, because I believe that change is a part of everything, right? I have no problem. People like, oh, they got to accept me for who I am. I ain't changing. No. Marv as an individual, I'm absolutely willing to change. I will absolutely willing to adapt and recreate. But my point is, if I choose to do that, cool. But if I don't, can you still be with me where I am today? What if even though you see the greatness in me, D, as a brother, what if I never see it for myself? Are you gonna stop being my brother? That's what I'm speaking to.
So no, it's not that I'm stopping your brother. So here's my thing in relationship. I believe wholeheartedly that a relationship be able to build you better. And if you're not in a position, to feel your greatness and be your greatness, then what good am I if I can't help push you to your greatness? So, and that's tough from brother to brother.
Yeah.
If I got my queen and I got my king, my mate, and we're not pushing each other to be a better version of ourselves, then how does that relationship benefit us in the long term? Because to your point, great. If Daniel Carr never changed, Daniel Carr has always been Daniel Carr, then I don't know what Daniel and Melissa will be, because I'm just Daniel Carr. So Daniel and Melissa, in my eyes, is much greater than what Daniel would have ever been, because we begin to merge, we begin to form, and we begin to build each other up. And, listen, when Melissa's in the room, I'm the biggest thing on earth. That's how I feel. Like I'm the greatest thing on earth. Whether it's true or not, that's how I feel, because that's how she makes me feel. She makes me feel
awesome. That's amazing.
She makes me believe that I can conquer the world.
Yes.
You know, because she makes me better. Now.
Yeah. That's amazing.
But I believe Melissa saw the greater in Daniel Carr. And because she saw the greater in Daniel Carr was able to achieve greatness in that relationship.
You better preach, Pastor.
I'm only saying that to say this. Because a lot of times we get caught up in today's society, we get caught up in the ism of where we are. And the ism of where we are will keep us captivated and keep us captive to where we are. When the fact of the matter is that the greater is to come. I can't believe that this is the greater version of Daniel, Marvin, Tish. This is not the greatest version.
Yeah.
The greatest version will only be will become what it is when we grow together.
Yeah.
We overcome. You understand what I'm saying?
I agree with that. Miss said, but I think that needs to be the expectation of every relationship. What challenge and encourage each other to bring the best out of each other. I agree with both of you wholeheartedly. Estee said we can't change anyone, so if one never changes, we must be okay with who they are right now, or understand that we may not be the one. And that's kind of what I was speaking to. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that I'm not willing to change. It's not that I'm saying you got to take me as I am and all that. There, I'm just saying, so many times I feel like a lot of people, and friends included, I think a lot of people miss their blessing on that significant other because that person isn't the greatest version. Speaking of what you're talking about, Daniel, they aren't the greatest version of that person that they are now, but they don't know how to bring that greater version of themselves out. But you're going to deny yourself your blessing, so to speak, when you are the missing ingredients to help them achieve that level of greatness.
Let me go back to my point. Here's why Melissa and I didn't get married for love. Let me help somebody out right here. We didn't get married for love. We got married. The love was the icing on the cake. What we developed was the ingredients, the substance that made us who we were. And in the interim, and the fact that we love each other was literally the covering of what we built. The fact that we were like-minded. We decided that we wanted to walk this way or talk this way or do things this way. And I think a lot of times people don't spend time figuring out those ingredients. Marv, this is who I am. Okay, Marv, I'm gonna ask you a question. Is this who you want to be 5 years from now?
Absolutely not. That's what I'm saying.
This is who I am, and that's what it is. Okay, Marv, it was a pleasure meeting you, sir. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. You know why? Because you don't fit my ingredients. You don't fit the cake that I'm trying to make. You don't fit you don't make the essence. You're not my butter. You're not my, you know what I'm saying? You're not the dough. So we can't make a cake together because you and I are on two different levels right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And that goes for relationships, that goes for friendships, that goes for anything. You know what I mean? My point is, I think
that's good.
Miss it. I think I failed in you in a relationship if I'm not holding you accountable to the best version of yourself.
The best version of yourself, man. Absolutely. I mean, that's so key in any relationship, I believe. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we miss this out. And the people in our generation under us are definitely missing this because all they holding each other to accountable is what they see on social media. Look at me. I got a drink in one hand, standing on some sandy beach, and they stand in some sand on a park somewhere. Talking about I'm living my best life. Because there's no way I can hold you accountable when you show me your lifestyle is great and everything like that. No, I want you to see the raw me. This is who I am. My flaws and all. Because where I got my flaws and where I struggle at, I need your help.
Yeah.
Not to say I'm going to lean on my significant other to build me, but if we're not building each other, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I agree with that.
I'm not building you as a brother. What are you doing? If I'm not building Tish as an artist, as a sister, as my friend, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Just going through the motions. And I don't need that at this stage of life. I feel you on that. Toshiba said it's important to motivate each other. However, it's important to love the person as they are today instead of being in love with their potential. And that's all that I was speaking to. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And there's nothing wrong with I think that, like you said, we should motivate. I don't need to be with somebody that, like you say, to your point, I think that was a perfect example. You said, well, I am or not. In your mind, when Melissa in the room, you feel like you're the biggest thing in the room. Being with your significant other, they should bring that out of you. You feel what I'm saying? I should feel the most confident when my being is there. That's part of that building that relationship with what you want. You know what I mean? But guess what? Sometimes what I'm speaking of, sometimes you might have an off day, right? Where you don't feel like the biggest room in the one. But I guarantee you know what? If I ask Mel who the biggest dude in the room, she gonna still say you, even though you don't feel like it that potential day. That's what I'm speaking of when I'm talking about, you know what I mean, who you are. Because everybody's not gonna be at their best on every given day. So we have to be willing to meet somebody where they are. You know what I mean? Guess what, honey? You can take the day off because I got your back and I'm gonna uplift you. You know what I mean? That's what I'm speaking of as far as it can't be, well, if you don't see yourself as the biggest room, like, I don't know if I want to be here. I
agree with that. And let me put context to what I'm saying. It's not the matter of where I'm at, right? It's just a matter of not allowing myself to dictate my relationship based on my current circumstances. Because if I recognize and understand my current circumstances, then I recognize and understand that there is room for growth and opportunities and ability for me to get better. If you don't have that perception about yourself, you're not even good for yourself at this point.
Yeah.
You're stuck. If you're stuck saying that this is all I got in life, this is all to offer, and sadly, there's some people that are stuck there.
I was about to say that's some people's reality though.
That's
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Mm-hmm. But
I still want a boyfriend. I still, y'all ain't let me say nothing. I'm just sitting looking. I still want a boyfriend. What? I'm sorry, guys, in internet land. I mean, they wouldn't even let me say nothing, y'all. I still want a boyfriend. So yeah, all of that, everything y'all said, I agree on it. I still want a boyfriend.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all. So that was good, Tomika. She said, people who fall in love with potential are setting themselves up for disappointment and great frustration because there's no guarantee they will ever become what you hope. And that was
let me handle that.
That's the
you
point.
Are exactly right, Tamika.
Love you, me.
But no, Tamika, you're right. And I love people right now. I'm one of those type of people. Like, I love you for who you are, and I judge people on their character. Now, granted, I love everybody, but if your character is something that I cannot deal with, I'm gonna love you from what I say across the street.
Yeah, distance, absolutely.
And so it doesn't change the love. I'm at a place in my life where I can't. How can I put it? I look at things as there's no right or wrong. If you and I have different views on things, Marvin, you and I, Daniel, which we do a lot of stuff. So that doesn't mean that you're wrong and I'm right, or I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah.
That means that you think, and I try to look at things from people's, a different perspective. That's how we learn. I don't deal with people that I can't learn from. Why would I have you in my circle if I can't learn from you?
Exactly.
So my thing is, I love people for where they are, but if your character and doesn't match up to my beliefs, and if I think that your character is going to bring mine down a notch or two, those are the people I don't deal with. I pray for you and I love you and I'm gonna help you if I can, but you can't be in my personal space. Everybody's not welcome in my home. Family, enemies, friends, whoever, whatever. I pray over my house that Lord won't even let your foot cross that threshold. Like they said, charity begins at home. So my home is my peace. I just watch my circle. That's all. A lot of people,
what are you willing to compromise for? Because here's the thing: if you're willing to love,
if you want an answer, Daniel, I'm gonna give It's simple question. I'm gonna give you the answer, Daniel. Dad on it. I am willing to compromise anything that is going to build with the person that I'm with. And because I'm gonna tell you something, if the person that you with is right, they're not. I mean, you have disagreements, but most of the time, God is not even gonna allow it to that person to even try to infiltrate real love. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what?
Can you go back?
I didn't answer your question.
No, you did. Can you go back to your previous statement, though?
What previous statement? God ain't gonna let them what?
No, I think you were saying something in terms of you willing to compromise what now?
Whatever I need to compromise that's gonna help me build with that person. If it's a building block,
with that person.
Build.
That's the key word to me. I'm not suggesting, or I'm not saying that Daniel Carr is got it together and Daniel Carr is ready as is right now. But if we are not like-minded, if we're not trying to walk the same path and trying to build something together, and then how can we walk together?
You can't. People think when you say unequally yoked, it only means in marriages. It means in all relationships. I don't even want to be with a pastor that I'm unequally yoked with, because if what you're preaching is not feeding my soul to get me to heaven, I don't need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even be unequally yoked with my pastor. My pastor, my friends, my significant other, whoever. We got to be somewhere like-minded. I dare you, I wouldn't be your friend if you didn't encourage me and we didn't see the same thing, the goals and everything. No, Marvin, I wouldn't be your friend if I didn't learn nothing from you. I don't care how much I love you.
Yeah. Hey, but
I would hang with you.
To your point, D, I'm gonna play like you did me. I'm gonna play devil advocate with you. Okay. What you say, right? All right. You take me and you, for example. And this is the last time I'm gonna tell you this. You gonna stop telling people that I first said that I hated you, bro. I ain't never said. You gonna say like me. I told him what I had a problem with. I didn't say I hated him. I told him what I had a problem with. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was one of the first things I ever said to you. What's up? Like, yo, man. Yo, you got it too, bro. Take that volume off of 3 and rock out like the rest of these jokers is rocking out. You just as good as they are. You know what I mean? What they
I know exactly what you're saying about when it come to Daniel. I know exactly what you.
Keep his volume on 3, right? But my point is to you, what you saying, though, D, you heard me, but did you come off of 3? No, you did not. But eventually.
And you built me. But you built me.
But that's what I'm saying. To your point is, we got there. We got there eventually. But it wasn't like because he ain't listening to me, I'm gonna stop encouraging him. Like I didn't dare the situation because we wasn't already there. You know what I mean? Like eventually, and I tell people this all the time. I'm not just saying it because you're on the screen, but I am the man that I am today is because on reverse and reverse to that, when I went through my divorce and everything else, I'm the man that I am today because I allowed you to be a brother to me. Whereas we was already brothers, but it became a different level because it was like, yo, D, hey, man, I ain't never been in this place right now. I need somebody that I could be vulnerable with. Now, it was a reason that I didn't do that with you 15 years earlier, but you didn't end the friendship or the brotherhood because I didn't do that earlier. You see what I'm saying? Right. So I think timing is a big part of that too. Like and building that character. But I think timing and seasoning plays a part into that too, which is why I was saying, you can't just automatically dismiss things or people when initially it's not a vibe there or you don't feel like you can build with them. Because
you want to know what one of my prayers, my daily prayers is. One of my daily prayers, and this is no lie, is I pray and I ask God to allow me to 100% and genuinely be who he needs me to be. Absolutely. To the people in my circle, not who I think I should be to them, but who he wants me to be to them in that moment. So that means that I have to, it's been moments where I want to be, and I had to bring myself back because that ain't who they needed me to be in that moment. And absolutely. God stopped me and was like, no, this is not the version of you they need. And I've learned how to be selfless within my relationships and be more compassionate towards the people around me. Even when I don't agree with what they're doing, I ask God to help me see it from their perspective and for me to be who I need to be so they can learn the lesson they need to learn out of whatever, or I need to learn. It don't matter, because once again, if we're not building, everybody think building together means it's always going to be perfect. No, it's not. We're going to have some disagreement. We're going to have some fallout. I get the cussing sometimes. I mean, and don't let me get that. Don't let me get the cussing. But I'm just saying, it be what it is. But I've learned that the people that really rock with me, even through all the difficult moments, they are still right there at the end. So I had to become selfless. I had to learn how to. And sometimes we're selfish and don't even realize it. I've been selfish, and the people that really rock with me was like, yo, Tish, you said or you did such and such and such, like okay, it's oh snap, I didn't even realize it. I had to get out of it not thinking, oh, what you mean? No, have you ever met a person that every time you say something to them, even if you saying it out of love, they ready to fight?
They in their feelings.
They ready to fight. Like, what in the world? I won't even say it like that. I was just letting you know how I felt. And so I had to take accountability to how people have made me feel. It's just so that's what I compromised, Daniel. I compromised being selfish and becoming more selfless. I listen to the people around me, even when I don't understand what they're saying. I listen to them, but more importantly, I ask God to allow me to be who I am to them. And sometimes it don't line up with who I want to be. So that's what I compromise.
Yeah.
Sometimes what God tells me to be to you ain't what I want to be to you. I be ready to fight. But you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Miss, that's a whole message right there. Miss said you have to build a level of trust. Never trust what has not been tested. That's a whole message right there, bro. Like, and to like I said, I'm like you with that when it comes to that too. I can't do with people that's defensive. I can admit in my early years I was guilty of that there too.
I mean, all of us have been there. That's how. Look, I tell folks, I've never been a thief. But I know what a liar is because I've lied before. I know what a cheater is because I've cheated before. You get what I'm saying? So everything that I can speak on and say, oh, I know what that is because even if I didn't have my whole hand in it, I done touched it.
Yeah, there you go.
People so self-righteous and act like they ain't never done nothing. So yeah, I ain't never been a thief. I ain't stealing nothing.
Like, cause D tell you, man. Like I said, I treasure him because he had to pull me to the side.
Amen.
Like, yo, hey, bro. You know I love you, big bro. You know you my guy, big bro. But yo, you out of control right now.
Yeah.
You out of pocket right now. Yo, I need you to reel it back in. And I was like, you know what? I thank God for him loving and caring enough and respecting me enough to even keep it real with me. Because anybody that really knows me until they get to know me, they think that, and it used to drive me crazy. It used to drive me crazy, right? Because most of us on here, we know we met each other through church or that type of relationship. And one of the things that always used to drive me crazy.
I didn't meet you in church, Marvin, so maybe that's different.
Context for everybody.
I'm messing with you.
The thing that used to drive me crazy the most was people used to be like, yo, I thought you was mean. Like, I thought you was just so intimidating, yo. You ain't never talked to nobody. You ain't, because I don't do clicks. You know what I mean? You just stay in yourself.
Well, if you felt like that and you a man, how can you imagine how I feel when people do me like that to this day and I'm a woman?
Absolutely. I've
had men come up to me. I've had men come up to me and was like, yo, I bet you just tell your man what to do. You just flip him around and did it. And I would, and first of all, more than anything, that hurts my feelings. Knowing that I'm a submissive woman, knowing that people that really know me know that I cry at the drop of a dime, know that my last result is to fight. You know what I'm saying? I have one of the biggest hearts and love for people.
Me too.
But I'm not mean at all. I'm not mean at all. I get spoiled, but as far as being mean, I would give you the shirt off my back. I done fed everybody. Everybody used to come and live with me. They wouldn't live for a month or two. I'm talking about a year or two. I'm that person. And for people to just come up to me, so Marvin, I know how that feel. And then my resting, when I'm not smiling, I might look mean, but I'm not mean at all. But as a woman, when men do that, and I'm already trying to, I'm trying to be sexy, and it that takes away my sexiness, to be honest with you. And I know we going all over the place and everything, but I got to talk about stuff when I know what I'm talking about, 'cause I forget it. Hey, y'all.
You know what? I say, and I want to tie it all back. I want to tie it all back because I think it's important. Because in this day and age, man, people again, man, we live in a society where everybody wants to redefine everything about life. You know what I'm saying? Where up is down, down is up, left is right. You know what I'm saying? And there's no real absolutes no more. And I think the one thing when we talk about relationship, it has to be beneficial to the point where you both are you know getting something out of that relationship. When I say you both, no matter what, whether it's a job relationship, co-worker, whether it's a friend relationship, whether it's a sister brother, some relationships we can't control, but the relationships that we build we should be building relationships that's helping us to grow
and not using each other while you're there, D.
Yeah,
you have to do it without using people. That's a whole nother conversation, but I think that's important to bring out too, because a lot of people do that and they're not trying to build anything. They're using people. So don't let that be you at the end of the day.
Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly, man. I think my wife told me all the time, man, I get, like you said, those that know me know I would give you the shirt on my back. Not a problem. I give you my last. And I still got my family of 7 at home looking at me, Dad, what we gonna eat tomorrow? Mm-hmm. And I said, we'll figure it out. But my friend tonight needed such and such, right? Or whatever the case might be. But I believe that, man, that's key, man. The relationship, you gotta have some substance in your relationship. Yeah. You have to. The key word is relate. Mm-hmm. And you got to be able to relate to the person. So when you build a relationship, you're trying to find your boyfriend or your next boo or your next boo thing. The relationship aspect of it has to be the root word of relating. You got to be able to relate. It can't just be I love you or I'm in love with you, because at the end of the day, people don't understand the love aspect of it. If you ain't operating in the verbs function of it, you just go through your emotions. Mm-hmm. You feel you love somebody today and tomorrow you don't love them. Yeah. But if I ain't got no substance to hold us together, to bind us, then guess what? The love will begin to fade away. It begin to fade away. So, I implore people, man, when you get into a relationship thing, it's cool to love, bro. I'm not knocking love. I love love. It's
but
cool
it's not enough. Yeah.
But it's not enough. You got to be able to relate and build that relationship where you are understanding what am I getting myself into. So you trying to date out here now? Okay, get the data. It's okay. I'm not knocking that. Get the data. Figure out what's going on with this person. How you gonna fit in my life? How am I gonna fit in your life? Are we two pegs? Or, are we two? Am I a diamond? You a square? Are we trying to figure this out? And to me, that's the part that matters, man. If you don't learn to relate and be in that relationship and build, then love. That's why a lot of people get married for love. How many people stay married?
That's the whole point that I was making.
I'm just saying, a lot of people get married for love. How many people stay married?
Yeah.
And listen, and I'm the biggest champion. I'm the biggest champion when it comes to love. I support love 100.
Speaking of which, we need another love notes, man. And Tish needs to be on that bill too.
You already know.
Just putting that out there. We need another love notes, man. It's been too long, man.
It is been too long.
Nita, what? I don't know what happened to my phone. I can't hardly hear.
Oh, Marvin, let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you about that. Tish is supposed to be on my love notes, right?
Shut up.
Before Tish knew who I was, I knew who she was. I called and I showed her a message. I called her, texted her, say, "Hey, beloved." She wanna go on screen now. I said, I need you on my show. Oh, okay. Ain't call me back, ain't holler at your boy, nothing. I come back years later. Tish, what happened? She's like, oh, I ain't know that was you. Oh, my bad. And now she won't do a show without me now.
And I know you ain't
I
lying.
sure would not, because you one of my MDs and I love you, and don't be acting like that because I can't come through this screen and get you. Marvin, stop grinning. You already know what it is. I'm not going through this tonight.
I'm laughing because I know he ain't lying because you just told me the same thing last night.
I told you, see, there you go. I told him the story.
Last night,
Hey, I got the receipts, Marv. I am, so I'm not lying about that one.
I'm just trying to figure out why you acting up. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah,
we got you.
Okay, great. But look, I'm gonna have to get off this chat soon. I just want to say shout out to you, Marvin. Thank you for having me, brother.
No doubt.
This has been the dopest 2 hours. And thank you for surprising me, Daniel. Daniel just missed me because he ain't seen me. But it's all good. He got stuck in the Jamaicas. You know what I'm saying? But I told him, as long as you stuck with the one you love, you good with me. But thank you, Marvin. Before I get off,
how to contact you and get your music and everything.
Oh, my music is everywhere. If you Google Tish Songbird, I will pop up. Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon Music. It's everywhere. Tish Songbird. This latest project is called Face, FACE, 6-song EP. Country Talk, Joy, Cujo, Dog, the song Face. But yeah, hit me up. Daniel is my MD. And if y'all can't get me, get Daniel. Follow me on Instagram, T Songbird. Facebook, Tish Songbird, the artist. What I got coming up? Oh, me and Daniel got a show coming up next Friday, July 26th. It's a Friday night, 9 to 11. We're going to be at Spice, a.k.a. Star Bar. $20 to get in. Y'all going to have us for 2 hours. And I'm going to sing for y'all for 2 hours. Just hollering and sweating. And just hollering and sweating. And Daniel going to be rocking. And Marvin going to be there. And we're going to have a good time. So meet us at Spice, 1731 Traffic War Road, Raleigh, North Carolina, next Friday, July 26th, 9 to 11. Then August 31st, I'm going to be with one of my musical sisters, the Songbird Raven. She has a show. This is for my Greensboro and surrounding areas at the Carolina Theater. Be looking on my pages for the ticket links for that. But August 31st. I'll be getting confused, and I'm getting old. August 31st, Carolina Theater in Greensboro, North Carolina. Shout out to the Songbird Raven. Thank you, sis, for having me. But next Friday, Daniel, what we gonna do? What we gonna do, Daniel? We gonna do. If you've never been to a Tish Songbird show, the Songbird Experience, we have a good time. Grown folk.
Because I play for her. I'm just saying, like,
Daniel don't just play for me. Daniel is he's my MD. Don't act like that. He be so modest. And then he'll swear up and down, Tish, you about to fire me. You the boy be told what? I would never fire Daniel. If Daniel's not with me, it's because he quit. We're gonna say it like that. Cause I love he. But next Friday, the 26th of July, from 9 to 11, $20 entry, Spice Raleigh. Follow my pages, get my music, man. I appreciate a show where I could just talk and it wasn't about just music. You know what I'm saying? But y'all still go get my stuff. Cause I got some stuff back. Mom, how you like them songs I sent you last night?
Listen, I was vibing on them all day today. Let
me tell you. I got some unreleased stuff too. I'm trying to get Daniel to produce me a track. I've asked Daniel a while ago to produce me a track. It's crazy that you have what you need in-house and in-house won't even do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling him out on the internet. I know
how that feels, sis. I know how it feels.
Here we go.
But no, for real, y'all, I love y'all, man. Both y'all. Thank y'all for being in my corner. And to God send my king, I know I'm well protected because I got y'all too. Y'all are two of the short many, but I appreciate both of you guys for loving me the way you do. Marvin, I don't be knowing what you, Marvin be looking at me, y'all, and I don't be knowing what he talking about, though, and he get tickled, but see, he be catching me, and I hate when people do that. He see everything. Everything. I would say something slick, and I would think it's under my breath. It's like he got the ears of Jesus. And next thing I know, he be just like that. He was like, yes, sis. I be like, shut up. Like, what is wrong with it? Because my tongue is slick, y'all. I did real good. Before I got up here tonight, my mama said, you better not cuss. My mama said, you better not go on that program and cuss.
That too.
What?
Mama, I love her. That's my girl.
Look, Mama, look, that's the only woman giving Melissa a run for her money. She called Daniel her boyfriend.
That's my girl.
She called. I said, Mama, your husband in the other room. She said, shh. That's all right. Don't tell nobody. And Daniel, hey, that boo thing. I told you better stop playing. But I love y'all. Once again, y'all, I'm Tish Songbird. Thank you. I'll see y'all Friday, July 26th at Spice Raleigh, 9 to 11. Daniel gonna be back there like this. Daniel be killing it. I ain't gonna say what I wanted to say out loud. Long as we don't have what happened at his birthday party, I'm good. Marvin, did you see my face?
I got video of this, yo.
Marvin, and Daniel back there just a bopping. like, no, I said the devil is a liar.
Stop.
I Marvin, he was back there cool. I said no. I looked at him. It was the look on his face.
Stop. Leave it alone.
I'm done with him. Every time I be looking at him, he don't be looking at me. Back there playing the wrong song you was. I didn't tell you to play the song you played. I told you, Marvin, shut up. Don't you bring no video. Dang, I told you not to play that song. I didn't want to sing that song. You gonna play it anyway.
Play it anyway.
He does what he want to do. But I will be in charge on the 26th. Because dang, when he do it, he want to do. Marvin, you ain't know that day. You're like, both of them together. We ain't acting up, Daniel. Stop. Don't see how he looking.
You gotta act up. Come on.
We don't never act up. Marvin, we be acting up.
I don't. I'm just out here trying to win souls. That's all.
Daniel, did you just hear that?
Let my brother close out.
You praying out? Do you pray out?
Nah.
Okay, then. Well, I'm gonna go get out. Look, I was making sure I didn't want to miss the prayer.
Nah, you good.
I love y'all.
All right, love you too, girl.
All right, good. Dang, did you tell me you love me back?
I said I love you too, man.
Dang, I didn't hear it. I told y'all on my phone. I heard Marvin. I didn't hear you, Daniel.
Flipping.
All right, good night, fellas.
All right, good night, girl. Yeah, man. I'm gonna let you go too soon, D. But Lai was talking earlier, like you were so passionate about it. That's one thing. I think that's another reason that we click too, because like we literally passionate about everything we do. Whether it's talking about God, whether it's talking about relationship, whether it's talking about sports, it don't matter. Like we're just passionate kids, and I thank God for that, because a lot of people, like I said, you know, people, I don't know why. Some people have a tendency to find me intimidating to a certain degree. Mm-hmm. And I don't control. I'm just being who I am. You know what I mean? So either if I'm too much for you, I get that. You know what I mean? If I ain't your cup of tea, I don't take no offense to that. But at the same time, I like it when I can actually be with people and have people in my life where it's like, hey man, don't be talking to me like that, yo. Watch how you know, it ain't never been that kind of energy with us. And I think both of us being from Jersey helps that, because we had different conversations than
we understand.
It's like no place. I tell people all the time, you know, they hear me and my brothers in the conversation. We be in a restaurant and people looking like, man, do I need to call the police? I'm like, just having a conversation. We just passionate about what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no beef, ain't no problem. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you, man. No, but did you have any points that you wanted to close out on, or that you wanted to make before we got it?
Well, I just think ultimately, man, when we talk about relationship, you know, especially in this day and age, I just want people to be better informed, man, because the enemy keeps setting up the same traps for us, and we fall into it. Mm-hmm. It's sickening to me, you know what I mean, that I hear that 70% of marriages end in divorces. It's sickening to me that I hear in the church over 50% of that 70% are people in the church.
That's what's really crazy.
It's sickening to me, you know. So I like to get to the root cause of things, man. I don't want to keep airing on the issue, because the issue is the issue, right? But if we never find a root cause, or we never try to make a difference, or we never try to do anything different, then what are we doing out here, bro? You know what I'm saying? And I like to think that 20 years in the game, okay, I might have a nugget here and there. You know what I mean? I got 20 years solid, you know. And we're looking forward to the next 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this may not work for you, but hey, here's a roadmap. Here's a roadmap that might help you.
Yeah.
And so I'm passionate about people winning. I'm passionate about people succeeding in life. I'm passionate about seeing my loved one, my friends, the people I care for, the people that I don't even know. I'm passionate about your success in life, because to me, your success in life will only make the world better, man. And I want to have a world where I can leave my kids in better hands than what I had. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But if we on this trajectory, and all we got is what we see, 70% divorce rate, people in relationships today broke up tomorrow. Mm-hmm. That I'm passionate about that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about the Marvin Bennett in my life becoming the next whoever you want to become. I'm passionate about that. Why? Because it's important to me.
Yeah.
And it should be important to all of us how we can better each other's lives.
Yeah.
Especially in a committed relationship. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not saying that you should get in a relationship thinking, okay, I'm going to be with this person because he or she going to be this or that. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm suggesting that, hey, perhaps you being in their life is going to make their lives better.
Absolutely.
They being in my life is going to make my life better. Because if we don't have that, then what will be the intent? Or what will be the reason why we're doing what we're doing?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I could be miserable all by myself. I can remain where I'm at all by myself.
Yeah.
But where I'm at is not where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ain't helping me get to where I'm going, or we ain't walking the same way, then we can't walk together. No disrespect for you. I'm sure you're a beautiful person. Whatever dreams and goals you got, that works for you. Okay. Fabulous. That's what's up. But if we can't walk together on a trajectory that's going to meet us in a certain place in life, then what we doing?
Yo, A Double, what's good, baby?
What I do? Hey, yo, that's my brother. My brother.
Good.
Hey, wait, 106. Hey, listen, this is my brother. Hey, Mar, this is my brother from the literally.
I know who that is. That's why I said, what up, A Dub?
Hey, this is my brother. I love you, man. Where you been at, man? I'm gonna come find you, trust me. But nah, seriously, man. It's just like if we're not doing anything to make each other better, man, then what's the purpose?
No doubt.
After you have your feel good, after you have the sex, you do all the relationship thing. Then what? What's next? Mm-hmm. So that's my only. I am passionate about that, bro, because there's so much more to what we allow ourselves to entertain. Mm-hmm. So much more than what we allow ourselves to be a part of. This relationship thing is so beautiful when it's done with somebody who you can love and grow with.
No doubt. And I think the other, to end it out, I think the other flip side of that is too. I think it need to be said that, you know, at the same token, even though we passionate about relationships and making marriage work and all those different types of things, there's also it's also understanding that it's not for everybody.
It's not.
You know, everybody isn't meant to be in a relationship. Everybody isn't meant to be married. Or I don't believe in that. You know, we've had that debate back and forth. There's no right or no wrong, but you know, a lot of people believe that, like the scriptures say, that well, the Bible says that there's somebody out there for everybody. No, there's not. Like there are plenty of examples in the Bible when you talk about biblically speaking that were single. You know what I mean? That has successful ministries and whatnot. So my point is, don't get in a relationship just for the sake of being in a relationship. I've heard people say, you know, young men, young women, oh, I'm almost 40 and I'm not married yet and I don't have any kids yet. Like, don't let a relationship define who you are as a person. Be like they were saying earlier. I think either whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, I think you need to be working on becoming the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. Mm-hmm. Everything else is just bonuses on top of that. You know what I mean? Because everybody isn't meant to be a parent. Everybody isn't meant to be a spouse. You know what I mean? But be the best version of yourself so that if God does call you or move you on that in that direction, that you will be prepared for it. You don't have, like Dion always say, when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. You know what I mean? And I think that's very important. That, you know, a lot of people, why I'm at this stage in life, like, don't let that define you, just because you're not in it. Father help the pushing 40 single crowd. But having said that, like I said, I'm not a proponent. I'm not against love. I'm not against marriage. I don't knock it. I don't do all of that there. I still believe in it wholeheartedly. But I do know that it's not for everybody, just like everybody isn't meant to go in the Air Force. It's like everybody isn't meant to be a CEO or entrepreneur. You know what I mean? But learn who you are. Fall in love with yourself, that way that you could properly love someone else in return. You know what I mean? When that time does come.
And here's the caveat to what you're saying, Bar. Everything you're saying is absolutely correct. Actually, look at Paul. Paul said, I wish that y'all like me. Stay single. We about this ministry like y'all. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't want to deal with Shorty. I don't want to have nothing to do with her. It's all about me and God. That's where he at. Mm-hmm. But if you desire and you are seeking a relationship, then equip yourself. Yeah. Understand what it is that you are trying to be a part of. It can't be she got a fat booty. That's where that's where I'm going after. Because guess what? You're gonna look at that fat booty, excuse me, you know, for however long you look at it, and then you're gonna get tired. Where's the next fat booty? Where's the next? You're gonna
feel some kind of way when everything else get fat too.
Right. So I'm saying to you, or you know what I mean? Oh, he got a fat check. Okay, cool.
What if you lose that job?
What if you lose that job? What do y'all have that's going to keep you? That's going to help you maintain. What's going to help you stay where you're trying to achieve in this relationship? It can't be about the things. It can't be about, you know what I'm saying? This what I'm looking for.
Absolutely.
Where you thinking very surface. Mm-hmm. When it comes to relationship to me has to be something that you are constantly building, something that you are constantly engaging, and something that you are constantly putting something into it. Because if you don't, then you are setting yourself up for the failure. And I'm speaking to those people that say, I want to be in a relationship. I'm looking for my next boo. Okay, if you're looking for your next boo, you're looking for your next this and that. What does that mean for you? What are you trying to engage in? What are you trying to be a part of? Because if you don't know that, then you're gonna fall in the same tracks that you've been falling into.
Absolutely, I agree with that wholeheartedly, man. And Aaron made a good point too. Thy own self be true. Seek God first, and He'll guide and order thy steps. Yeah. And that's the key right there. You know what I mean? Because again, like I said, and I learned that the hard way. How can I expect somebody to be happy with me if I'm not happy with my own self? How can I expect somebody to love me when I don't know how to love my own self? And it's like, once I became aware of that and understood that, guess what I did? That's exactly what I worked on. I'd like, to your point earlier, I didn't stay there. I didn't say, oh man, well, I don't learn. It's never too late to learn. It's never too late to better yourself. You know what I mean? I didn't say because I don't know how to love myself. Well, I guess I just wasn't meant to love myself. Like, no, okay, I need to figure this out. Because like you say, if you know, especially us spiritual people, that's one of the commandments. You know what I mean? Love thy neighbor as thou love thyself. So if I can't love my neighbor, if I can't love myself, I sure can't love my neighbor. You know what I mean? So therefore, I got to, by default, I have to learn how to love myself. And once I started learning how to do that, everything else started falling in the line. You know what I mean? And I started saying certain things like, you know what? Yeah, that might have been who I am, but I don't like that about me. So it's my choice to change those things that I don't like about me. You know what I mean? So I think that, like you said, that's a big part of growing. It's a big part of, I can't use that word enough. I'm so big on these, in this phase of my life, on the word accountability. I think that accountability is a major thing because as friends in our brotherhood, we hold each other accountable. And that's the only type of people that I need in my life. I don't need yes men in my life. I don't need people to pat me on my back. You know what I mean? I need people that's going to help me to expand myself, or you know what I mean, hold me accountable. Nah, Marv, you said you was going to do this. Do this. You know what I mean? Even when I first started the show, like I said, I was really having a conversation. I had a moment a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, it's like really been 4 years. But one of the first things that I did before I even had the very first episode of the show, my brother was like, "Yeah, hey, listen, man. Only thing I would tell you is like, he's like, I've never done it before, so I don't know how to tell you to do it." He's like, "But it's just like anything else in life. If you're gonna do it, you know, stick to it. You know what I mean? Like, stick to it." And here it is. 4 years later, we still going strong. So I think that's the beginning of things. Never being afraid to grow. Never being afraid to learn, and never being afraid to change. You know what I mean? Like so many times we get stuck in our own head. Sometimes we're like, nah, I ain't changing for nobody. Mm-hmm. To me personally, you can't say that or have that mindset and truly be a Christian because you're gonna have to change. You know what I mean? Because there's nowhere in the world that we always say none of us are perfect. We have no problem with saying that. So if you know that you're not perfect, what makes you think that you don't? There's not things in your life that you don't need to change?
Absolutely. Mel and I, we're going to actually. She waiting on me. I know I'm slow rolling, but we're going to do a podcast, right? And one of the things we're going to talk about is the stages, man, of understanding that just our relationship's not perfect. We don't have it. We don't have all the answers. We don't act like we got it all together. We just are committed to growing together. And through all the stuff we've been through all the lies, all the fights and the arguments and everything that we've been through in our relationship, we've always had the ability to come back to that concept that we're willing to grow together. Mm-hmm. And when I did that, sometimes she grew more than I grew. Sometimes I grew more than she grew. But at some points, if we allow ourselves to grow with God, there was nothing that we couldn't accomplish, man. And that's why I like even the last 5 years of my relationship, I'm gonna tell you, we probably grown more in the last 5 years than we did in the first 15 years. I don't understand it. I can't do the math. It's exponentially. I can't put my hand on it, but I just know that what we talk about it from the passion of our hearts, because we want to see people win. Love Notes was birthed out of the idea of the thought process. We want to see people win. We were in a world where people were struggling with, hatred, and there was just so much going on. And we just had a conversation one night. Ooh, let's show love. Let's show people us. That's what it was birthed out of. We just showed people who we were, and it took on a life of its own. But it came from a place of love, growth, and being passionate about other people's success. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to sound like this is like a one way, or you got to do it this way and get in the relationship. I'm talking to those people that want to do this relationship thing, that want to be able to. I'm looking for my next boo, this and that. All I'm suggesting is that try something different. Try the keywords. My brother put it out there: accountability, responsibility, holding each other to different standards, higher standards. Try building each other up. My wife, as long as we've been married, my wife, she would tell you, I've never said a word to her that I regretted. My kids, and she never heard me say nothing about no be this, no half a hold this, none of that stuff. Because if I got to the point where I felt like I needed to say that to her, I walk away first because I never want to be in a position where I'm tearing the woman that I say I love down. That's not everybody's story. I get that. Yeah, but I never want to be in that position where I'm tearing the woman that I say I love down. Ain't got nothing to do with us. We not saying we didn't have our arguments and all this other stuff, but I've never put myself in her position to tear her down. That type of way.
Yeah.
That's good. You know, I love the fact that I could say that, man, because it's not everybody's story. All I'm suggesting to people, man, you got to be able to try something different about relationship because what we're doing in society is not working. As a whole, generally speaking, it's not working. Yeah. It's not working. It's not working. We hung our hats on the lifestyles of the Kevin Lemon, Cavs of the world and the busting the balloons and stuff like that. All that stuff's not working, man. To each his own. And social media is what it is. But I'm just saying, man, there's some real truths there's some real truths that biblical Bible truths that we believe in and we walk with because I believe. See, the problem is, here's the thing. Why I'm so passionate because I believe this wholeheartedly. The world took biblical principles and they thrive off of them. But we that call ourselves spiritual, we have yet, as a community, as a whole, take these biblical principles and live off of them. Like we don't allow those principles to be our calling cards. We don't allow those things that we say we are called to be the things that's going to help us to thrive. We're called to this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking to unbelievers. I'm talking to us believers now. Yeah. We're called to principled truths. Yeah. Yet we are some of the hardest people. We are some of the people that we find it the hardest to follow those principles.
Yeah. And you already you talking about, because I told Jay last week, and I might have to have you on that one too, but I said we definitely gonna do a show on that, on the Christian versus the believer. And it is exactly to what you're talking about. And I know that is controversial, but a lot of people that call themselves Christians aren't Christians. They're just believers. They believe in Jesus. They believe in God. They believe in the Bible. But you're not. If you was a Christian, that means you will be following what you say that you believe. and the thing that helped really put it in context for me was many years ago. I remember when I was still living in Arkansas at the time. I remember seeing T.D. Jakes at a conference, and he was talking about how he had to leave after that service and go to this seminar in Dallas for it was, I think, maybe 100 representatives from the Billboard, the Fortune 500 that was going to be there. But the whole purpose of the seminar that he was going on, these people, I'm talking about atheists, I'm talking about Muslims, I'm talking about Christians, I'm talking about non-believers, they CEOs that wanted to learn the principle of tithing. You know what I mean? Because they believed in the principle of it. Like you say, now I'm talking about atheists were there, but they believe in giving back. They believe in tithing because they wanted to learn it. So how can a believer live according to the attributes of the Bible? A non-believer live according to the principles and the standards of the Bible, but a Christian, a so-called Christian, can't do it on an everyday basis.
And here's the thing. The Bible says it rains on the just and the unjust the same. It says what you reap, what you sow, you shall reap. That has nothing to do with how good you are. It has nothing to do with how saved you are. That is just a principle. What you put into something is what you're going to get out of. Mm-hmm. The same principle can apply if we allow it to apply in the relationships that we build. What you put into that relationship, guess what? You're gonna get out of that relationship.
What you feed will grow. What you
Literally,
starve will die.
the earth respects that theory. The earth
Yeah.
respects that thought process. Where you plant in the earth, guess what? You're gonna reap a harvest from the earth.
Yeah, that's it.
Everything and everybody else respects the principles, but us, what we are so-called Christians, we have a hard time understanding and operating in the principles.
Yeah, and we got to work on that. Like you say, like you said earlier, we got to hold one another accountable for that. And guess what? Take it out of love. Stop being so defensive. Stop being so who you think that you are, and you holy. You make mistakes too. Like, stop using excuses. Like, a lot of people just making excuses because they don't want to be real enough to have a conversation and say, I don't want to do all of that.
Yep.
I think God will respect you more if you just say, you know what, Lord, I ain't ready for all that right now.
Right. And hence, when you're not, guess what's going to happen? You're going to fall in the same situation. You're going to get booed up for 6 months. Then after your 6 months, oh, I'm in love. I might want to get married. Then a year later, you married. Then another 6 months, you divorce.
Exactly. But, man, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, man, hey, tell sis I said what up. I'm glad y'all made it back safe. Jersey, I might be home next week. So I might get in touch with you when I get up there, A. I still got the number, too. But I might be up there next week for the Lincoln Park Music Festival. That's still to be determined. We're gonna see what's up. But man, I appreciate each and every one of you for taking out the time to be here. Sensitive thugs, that's all need hugs. They all need hugs. Absolutely. Thanks, Estee. You know I love you, girl.
Estee, love you, baby.
But it's always a good conversation. I love any time, whether it's on the show or not. I love it when I get to chop it up with my bro, because we always gonna drop some jewels and build together. Iron sharp as iron. And whether we at the crib, whether we, you know what I mean, it don't matter where we at, we gonna always have conversations that both of us are passionate about and that we go from every single day. So man, I really, really appreciate it, and I really love you, bro. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in this week, man. Be intentional, be very intentional for the rest of this week, rest of this summer, rest of your life if possible. Be very, very intentional about loving others, displaying love. You know what I mean? Because, like I said earlier, and I get what Tish was saying, you know, it sounds good to hear I love you every once in a while. But my point is, I don't really care about hearing it. The point that I was making was I don't care about hearing it if you don't show me that you love me. If there's just words. You know what I mean? I'd rather you show me on and display in real time your actions by your actions that you love me, as opposed to hearing those words. Because you hear those words and be like, it don't even feel good. It doesn't even move you, because you know no actions follow that up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that it is very important for us to be intentional about putting our love on display. Not to prove anything to anybody else, but because that's the right thing to do, and that's what we want to do. It doesn't matter. Don't do it for show. Don't do it for clicks. Don't do it for likes and reactions. I don't never care about how many hearts or how many likes I see on my post, because that doesn't define me or the content that I post. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, however, I do hate when I post something that's super funny and I got 45 laughs and one person want to like it instead and messing up my laughing emojis. I'm like, yo, I don't know why. This one of my pet peeves. Like, yo, why can't you just hit the smile like everybody else, yo?
Like everybody else.
You had to break the streak after 45. Like, come
They
on,
want to be different.
What are you doing?
Hey, man, haters gonna be haters. You know how they go, bro.
Exactly, man. But, man, I love y'all, man. You got anything before we get out of here, D?
Hey, listen, I love you. Hey, man, I love my folks that came on and showed us some love, man. Shout out to Bishop Blue, man.
Yeah,
they're doing amazing work out there in Charlotte, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm so excited about the work they're doing out there. You know, my girl Lala came through. Estee showing love, my brother Aaron, man. Listen, man, I'm telling you, I got some great people. Mika's on. Yo, I love y'all, man. I love my family, man. And just blessed to be surrounded by some great folks, man. And Mar, I appreciate the opportunity to, come share on this great show of yours, man. It's a blessing. And you are blessing folks, man. You are blessing people. You don't realize it, the seeds that you're sowing and how God's gonna bless you for your faithfulness and how he's going to move in your life and the ministry of this platform, because we ain't always got to be all super spiritual, but but when it's about God, when it's 2 or 3, he'll be there, you know what I mean? And definitely you're a blessing to folks, man. So keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm thankful for the Marvin Bennett show, because it's a blessing to the nation, man.
Man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Now I don't plan on going nowhere until you tell me to stop, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. I appreciate each and every one of you as viewers, and supporters, because without you guys, there is no Marvin Bennett Jr. So like, you guys make it. I tell people all the time, you may see my name, but it's all about you guys, man. You know what I mean? I'm nothing without you guys. I tell people I raised my sons, and I wholeheartedly believe that to this day. The only thing that you could do in this world by yourself is be lonely. No matter what it is that you do in life, you're gonna need the support of others. You know what I mean? If you're an artist, it doesn't really matter that you're a great singer or not if nobody buys your album. So I'm only as good as my supporters and the people that back me and show me love, man. So I appreciate you guys. I don't take it lightly, wholeheartedly, man. Hey Dub, like I said, I'm gonna get, if I make it up there, I'll get with you, bro. But with that being said, man, like I said, y'all be intentional about loving everybody. I look forward to possibly seeing you guys next Tuesday. I'm not sure just yet, because I might get on that road. I might take next Tuesday off. Might take the next 2 weeks off if I make it up to Jersey for this music festival. But I'll let you guys know throughout the week. And in the meantime, know that I love you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as usual, in signing off, DeAndre and Elisha, know that Daddy loves you intentionally, but I also love you unconditionally. Till the next time we come together. Peace.
Peace.